Laredo, take us out.
Take her out.
All right. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go off-world. Geek out with us live where the nerdiness will thrive. Buckle up and let's go off-world. Toys, comics, pop culture news, movies and so much more. Matthew, Jesse, Curtis, and Sean are your guides on this fun-filled tour. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go off-world. Let's go off-world. Let's go off-world. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go off-world tonight.
Woohoo! It's time for OffWorld. It's Friday night. It's the weekend for most of us, but not for Joe Gonzalez. Joe, how you doing, sir?
No, I'm doing fantastic. I don't care that I have to work tomorrow because I'm used to it. It's my normal schedule. But I tell you what I am excited for.
Yeah.
Kick the tires and light the fires.
There
I'm
you
ready
go.
to go off-world.
There you go. We got Jeff with us. Jeff, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. It's Friday night, and we're going off-world.
Yeah, and you made the promo pick, so awesome. I didn't have to make one.
Yeah. From here on out.
Over at House Gonzalez, we've got Rygon and we've got Dylan.
Hey guys.
How you guys doing?
We're pretty damn good.
Yeah?
Dream.
Yeah. RetroCon is tomorrow. I'm excited for that.
Yeah? You're going to be there right after Brett?
Son of a bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, Brett went to bed about 3 hours ago in order to get up tomorrow. So. And we've got Greg, formerly of the Brute Scale. How you doing, Greg?
What's going on?
You
Just
having,
hanging out.
having a good week?
Yeah, not bad. Can't complain, just grinding it out.
Selling a shit ton of cars?
Selling some cars, yeah. Moving some metal
Nice.
or aluminum nowadays.
Oh, Amber's there.
You're actually in front of Brett.
No, that doesn't happen.
Yes, we will. I'll let you know tomorrow, but I will be there in front of Brett. I just wanted you all to know that.
Not us, just her.
That'll be
Well,
behind
she's
me.
a star, so I mean,
One simply does not arrive before Brett.
Oh,
Now, isn't that the same person that slept through the Legion's ladies picture at Legion's Con? I just want to
and you, because I was up partying all night.
Oh, okay.
Late.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
This is gonna be
And with Travis.
Travis wouldn't let me go to bed.
I could see that. All right, folks. Well, let's start off with some toy pickups. And Joe, you are in the driver's seat, so let's see what you got.
All right. Well, I got a few things. I'm going to start with Oz popping in there. I was at Walmart earlier in the week, and they had the D&D Lego minifigures.
Oh, nice.
So I picked up a bunch. I got a Mind Flayer with what are the walking brains called? Curtis, help me out here.
No idea.
Intellect Devourer. Yeah,
There you go.
So
It was right there.
it was on the tip of
Yeah, I
my
was
tongue.
definitely going to say that, but not.
There's a Zastam the Lich.
That's really cool.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I can't get him to focus, but he's sort of there, blurry.
You need to
There
make
it goes.
Ooh, there it is.
That looks cool.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. He's the Red Wizard of Thay. Pretty cool lich villain character. I got a witch.
Mm.
The Lady of Pain from the Planescape setting.
Nice.
All right.
Dude, these are sweet.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with them. Strahd von Zorovic, the famous, infamous vampire from Ravenloft.
Now, were these like all separate, or were they part of a set?
No, they're blind boxes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So yeah. There's an elf something I can't remember, but
With
she's
an
got an
eye
eyeball
on the
staff,
staff?
which is kind of cool.
That's
I'm
creepy
digging
as
it.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's cool.
She has jaundice. That's why she's yellow, I assume.
Mm.
Right. Right.
Cool little tiefling warlock. Comes with a pet dragon.
Turn him to the side. Oh
And-
yeah, look at them horns. Oh, he's got a tail too.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Very
And
nice.
it actually comes with two heads, a male and a female head, so you can make it the gender that you choose.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
But no Lego boobies.
What's that?
No Lego boobies.
We don't talk about that here.
Okay.
A barbarian, and the barbarian has the same thing. It comes with a male and a female head, so you can make the barbarian of your choosing.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty darn cool. So there's a few that I didn't get. There was a dragonborn paladin and Aarakocra cleric, maybe something. I don't know. There's a few that I didn't get, so I got to go back. They're blind boxes, so but they're
Right.
only $5 a piece. So
Do you have multiples of some of them?
I only got 2 doubles. I got pretty lucky.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah,
That's
I got a
sweet.
double of the tiefling and
Well, that's a good one because you can make a female and a male.
then a male, and I don't remember what the other double was now.
Hmm.
But yeah, I only got 2 doubles. So wait, I wasn't done.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay.
I
Don't
use
need
a,
to yell at me. Calm down.
Well, that's the only time you listen to me. Damn it. Sorry, what's that, Jeff?
oh, I was gonna say I use an app that reads the barcodes on those boxes, so I don't find them.
So that you spoil the fun.
Yeah.
You
That's
Come on,
fucking cheater.
Jeff.
Right.
You fucking cheater.
Yeah, I shake the box like
Yeah,
a real
dirty
collector.
SOB.
Well, it was
That's-
best when it was in a bag because you could. They have they call it feel guides where you would feel the bag up to find what was inside.
You are a shady motherfucker. I tell you
We
what.
check out this field guide to instruct me on how to fondle this blind box so I can get the right thing.
Also,
It was
I just
always
wanna-
fun
All of
to
those
watch
things
people
sound like they're
walk
going to
in
land me in
order.
jail. So
I
I'll
just want to call out for those taking a look at the screen here. Joe has stuck his dragon behind him, all strategically. Like, look at that fucking cool thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right?
he shows it
Hell
off a few weeks ago. We tell him how cool it is, and then he just puts
Nice,
it in
yeah.
the shot.
Showing it off.
casually.
I actually put it there for the Legion's Quest episode, and nobody noticed. So,
Mm.
and it's
All right.
just been sitting there.
Probably because we didn't embiggen you like this.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true. But the summer of Cosmerium was ending last week, so I hit up old Wolf King and grabbed myself a third operative. So now I can display them, all 3 of them, each with different heads. They have all of
Beautiful.
those covered, which is pretty awesome. I didn't want to completely miss out on the cheap prices. And of course, Lynn, being the awesome guy that he was, got a bag of heads with it. So
Nice. He makes tiny heads.
yeah, but I was really
Great
excited
tiny
because
heads.
I also ordered the
Ooh,
Uncle Wayne.
Uncle Wayne.
Nice.
Can't get it to focus, but anyways,
You're,
I got
you're having a problem with that focus tonight.
yeah. Oh,
There
there
it
it goes. All right, old Uncle Wayne with his
Squirrel pay.
squirrel toupee. I'm just excited to get the Mud Dumps family, back complete again now that a new member has been added. So I'm planning on working on this custom as soon as I can. So
Beautiful.
all right, and that's it for me. Those
All
were
right.
my
Well,
pickups
I
this
forgot
week.
to shout out the folks in the chat. So now that Joe's done and he's not going to yell at me, let me go ahead and do that. Real
No
quick.
promises.
we got Rob Zamora out there, Amber Gonzalez. I am TJ Williams. The H is silent. JMax77. Greg's in here, but he's also in the chat. Jacob Forna, Blake, aka Recon Rage, Brad Johnson, Thanos Copter, Keith Holven, Kevin McCoy, Trevor 1-6 Shooter, David Williams. Oz is in both spots. He's in the chat and here. We got
hey.
Stephanie Orkin out there. And Sig's Toy Arts is out there.
What up, Sig?
Yeah. So a lot of folks in the chat. Thank you for joining us.
Hell yeah.
Next, I'll just go around the clock here. Oz, you are up next. What kind of pickups you got this week?
Well, the only thing I really got that came in is this bad boy from Turtles of Grayskull. I didn't really care for many of the Turtles of Grayskull toys, but I wanted a big bad alligator dude to go with my snake men for Masters Universe. So got this guy in, cracking him open tomorrow. But I did get my Lords of Power 5-pack up for display. Moved over Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain and got that bad boy up there now because it's just an awesome set.
It is. I had that for about a week before I sold it. So
no, keeping it.
Awesome. That's it for you.
That's it. All for this week.
All right, then we will throw up the Gonzalez house, and between Ryan and Dylan, what do you guys got for us?
Okay. Can you hear me if I'm not like in front of the mic?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So
Let me guess, you got a King Kong.
No. Because of RetroCon tomorrow, I've been trying to save money so I can get my my Venom from Walmart.
Oh, all right.
This thing's awesome. And
that's cool.
Yeah. So nothing special, but really cool.
It's Venom. Nice Venom. Special. It's very special.
Agreed.
Yeah, cool.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah, Venom's cool.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. So I got something. It's not that great. I mean,
that means it is going to be great, guys. That's how Ryan works. Just FYI.
It's hard to follow up on Venom though, so just
no. It's
it
is.
Okay. All right, that wins.
Yeah, check out that beautiful bastard right there.
I didn't even know those were shipping already.
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
His balls are out, Ryan.
No, it's the
okay. Sorry.
I'm still on the wait list. I'm hoping that it
just
converts. Damn it, that's awesome.
Oh,
but yeah, dude, I
What's that,
hope
McFarlane?
too. No, fuck no.
No, that's Hot Toy.
Hot Toys.
Oh, I didn't realize how big it was.
First Hot Toys.
That's what
too.
she said.
McFarlane wishes he could make a toy that hot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, that is the only thing
so
I
that compared to the Mezco 89 Batman, what do you think?
Oh my god, dude, it's not even a comparison. It's like really good, just okay.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that fucking looks awesome.
Come on, look at that.
How's is the cape wired?
Oh yeah, but I feel like it's a little
too heavy for the wire.
Yeah, the wire is too weak.
Yeah. You gotta get one of them Darla Ackerman capes, man. She uses them strong wires. So
dude, if she made a cape for this, I would buy that. I'd buy that in a fucking heartbeat.
Man, I really hope my wait list converts on that. If not, I might have to find one aftermarket, and I really don't
at Michael Keaton's age, though, a droopy cape is pretty normal. You know,
that's true. They do make fills for that.
Is the cape separate? Can you exchange it out?
You could. I mean, if you just pop the cowl off,
yeah,
it comes right off. But
wasn't quite sure if it was attached to the cowl, like.
And it.
No, you can pop it off.
That's cool.
It's got different looks. So does the whole head switch out, or is it just the face plate that pops out?
So you have to pop the cowl off to pop that out.
Okay, and then
it's just the face plate.
Gotcha. So you decided to go with the beat up look.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's the one I like the no expression, but the one where it's kind of like a smile, it looks a little funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Batman doesn't smile. That's
He was
crazy.
feeling up some blind bags in the toy store. Got a little smirk going.
with his balls out. Yeah.
Steph says Curtis drools. Absolutely. Like that dude, that thing was fucking awesome. Man, I can't believe I didn't get in on it earlier. So all right. I'm jealous. Okay. I don't know anybody's gonna top that, but Jeff, try. See what you got. Nothing?
Yeah, there's no topping. There's no topping a Hot Toys 1/6 scale.
No.
I'm just gonna leave it right here.
Or 1/12 scale. But I did get some
I'm
pickups.
gonna break into your house and steal it while you're at RetroCon tomorrow.
It's terrible. Leave funny.
And me will work something out.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, no problem. So I've been slowly grabbing Michelangelo's here and there, and Jesse's been my like dealer.
Oh yeah.
So I got my wrestling Mikey.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Get that stomp.
Yeah, if you need a non-Raphael turtle, Jesse is the place to go because he's typically unloading the other three.
Yeah.
So
I got the punk one from him. I got the wrestling one from him. So I've if he keeps on getting those 4-packs, I'm getting each Mikey from him.
Very
And then in response to RetroCon this weekend, Wolf King Customs, I did a pick. I've been doing a lot of claim sales over the last couple months from them, and I got a full-on Red Demon.
Oh, nice.
Very
Very cool.
nice.
Nice addition
love
of the
it.
wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like how you made them blurry there. I don't know. That's a really cool effect. I don't
know
how
why.
you
That's just the demon powers.
Right in front of your face.
did that.
It's a little better.
That's a mask.
Coolest masquerade mask
That's
I've
the-
ever seen.
There's a D&D spell called Blur that actually gives a mischance, so that must be it.
He's just trying to hide the drug den that he's in there. He doesn't want everybody to see it.
Jeff's secretly a displacer beast.
I thought I'd been rolling one on my perception all night. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Right.
I thought I was drunk. Speaking of which, weren't you supposed to make me a drink tonight?
Ooh.
Oh
Got
gosh.
the bear goggles on.
All right.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
There, now we go.
Look at that. Ooh.
Yeah. And we get
That's
to
a
see
nice
fan.
ceiling fan.
Yeah, that is a great ceiling fan. So awesome.
How many speed you got on that bad boy?
Yeah, is that one of them 3-speeders? Huh?
Actually,
Oh,
3-speed fan?
Three
Very
speed.
nice.
3-speed.
what are the legs you used on him? I wanted to.
He came with the hooves.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's
Perfect.
those are the Furious 4. It's
Yup.
basically a whole Furious 4 body with the red demon head from the head pack and then wings. That's cool.
Yeah,
Great.
it was a great claim. I was like, I'm shit. It's all together.
I like it.
I just got a message from Darla that said to send Trevor an invite. Apparently, he was asking for one.
What's up, Allison?
So incoming, Trevor.
That's right.
Anything else, Jeff?
No, that's it.
All right. Then we will pull up Big Greg.
Oh.
Sir.
Ooh.
I just got this in. I know I'm a little late to the party, but I just got the Mezco Fantastic Four set.
Oh,
I gotta
very nice.
open that up. And today, actually, on my way home from work, I stopped at Target and
Nice.
grabbed
Ooh.
this young lady up.
I passed on her last weekend. I saw her when I was going by, but I'm trying to stay away from collected neck turtles.
I hear you.
Good luck.
Me too.
Good.
It's,
And then
it's
I got a mail call.
That
I got
one's
these two
taken
guys
already.
in.
Walmart drop.
Nice.
With a Walmart. I pre-ordered these bad boys because you never know at Walmart. Even though you pre-order, you still might not get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll cancel on you 20 times. And
Yep. And then from
charge
Big
your
Bad Toy
card
Store,
30.
I got this little dial piece for my.
Sweet.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that was from Big Bad Toy Store. It was pretty for the price. It's really nice.
What was
That's
how
sold
much
out
was
It
it?
was like it was like $90.
Nice.
Yeah. What's it called?
Shit, the deity or something like that.
Gotcha.
Shit, the deity. Got it.
Yeah, I have to check that out.
Yep, that's it.
Beautiful.
I love it.
And Steph likes your shirt.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah. They make that just for you?
They did.
That's awesome.
This is one of one.
I guess that just leaves me. If I can find myself. There we go. So it was a slow week. I didn't have any new toys really come in. But I did have this one that Purple Gang had sent me, the gunner from Ishkan. So I finally got to put this thing together. Really cool figure. I mean, I like all the Tusk figures anyways, but
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, cool color scheme. There's a lot of details, like grimy details that you don't really realize that it has until you see it up close. And then the gun has a lot of just different details and stuff that are painted in, whereas some of the older guns, didn't have all that detail painted. So that was cool. And then I'm not gonna show all of it, but got I don't know.
Whip it all out.
Whatever,
Come on.
whatever this thing.
What the fuck is that?
Yo.
That's the future, baby.
It's
Somebody
Robato's
spray paint.
fourth arm piece, the graffiti cannon.
So listen, Neo didn't take the Matrix down from the outside. You gotta get in order to take it down. So I figure the only way to convince people that airbrushes are evil is for me to actually use.
Oh,
So
okay.
oops. So there you go. So I showed a little video today. I've got the whole setup. So I've got the respirator and the booth and all that kind of stuff. So definitely doing it safely. Tried my first airbrushing today. Did some just some dots and lines and stuff like that, and then I primed a few heads, and so far not so bad. So
It's
we'll
as
see.
soon as you paint something white with it, you're gonna fall in love. You'll be sleeping with that thing under your pillow.
Well, I think when winter time comes and I'm able to prime without going outside and trying to spray in the fucking cold, I think that's probably when I'm gonna like it. So
yeah.
Let's see, anything else over here? Dylan, hello. Shaz O'Brien says Dylan, hello.
Oh, hi,
From
Brian.
Curly's house.
Tell Curly I said hi.
Yeah. Steph says we've got a beautiful Jeff. He's all right. He's okay. Yeah.
Allison Troy popped in too. Greetings, Allison. Good to
All
see
right.
you.
That's right.
Yep. Okay, well, let's see. What do we got on the agenda here? Next is Event Horizon. So anything coming up that people are excited for? I know I saw quite a few people going in to see Beetlejuice tonight. So hearing good things so far. Anybody headed to see that at some point this weekend?
I'm gonna try.
Probably not this weekend, but maybe next weekend.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I would have been in more of a hurry to see it if the NECA socials didn't spoil the movie for people the day
Yeah.
after it came out.
Yeah, NECA, please. What else? Anything else out there that on the horizon that you guys seen previews for that you're excited about?
I got one.
Yeah.
Next MCU series, Agatha series.
All along.
Dropping
Yeah, it's looking pretty
next
good.
week.
Yeah.
Oh, next week?
Yeah, next
Awesome.
week, I believe.
Awesome. That'll be cool.
I forgot all about that until you said
Yeah.
something.
That'll be the continuation of WandaVision.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite series that they did.
Same.
They did a good job with that one. Cool. I didn't know that was coming out so soon. Anybody else? Any other things out there coming? I
Not
did
coming up,
see.
but I'm really
Go
excited
ahead.
about. I was just saying, nothing too soon right now that's coming out. But I'm excited.
Oh, sorry. Keith.
Okay.
Keith says it drops on the 18th.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
Gotcha. I did see that there's. And listen, I know they've been talking about doing a Masters of the Universe movie for the last 20 years, but there actually has been some casting news lately. So I don't know. Maybe they're moving forward with something for real this time.
Nope. I'm just gonna say we've been through casting before. I won't believe.
Hey, Trevor.
Oh,
Hello, Trevor.
Trevor.
Hey,
Oh.
I can't hear you. Maybe you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear.
There we go. Okay, we're good. We're
It's,
good. We're
it's
good.
an Einsack for those in the know. So
Yeah, I had to change that. That's why it took me a while.
yeah, with 2 kills under his belt, he's got
Right.
bloodlust at this point. So
You guys
Yeah, I don't know.
looking
Go
the
ahead.
Batman? Did you see the Penguin show coming out pretty soon?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I
That looks
knew
good.
that there
Oh,
was
yeah.
one. Is it coming out soon?
The one with
Yeah, I
Colin
think it's
Farrell.
I want to say it's like the 19th or something like that of September,
Oh, nice.
something like that.
Very
Yeah,
awesome.
looking forward.
Yeah,
to
I
that.
just saw the preview for that. That looks really good.
It looks really good. Yeah, I think he's gonna show up in it, Pattinson, like
Oh,
briefly.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that's the rumor.
I'm good with that.
What's your take on that? Like, do you feel like they're gonna try to make him like Penguin like an anti-hero, or like are you supposed to root for him in this series, you think?
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do it like a like a Sopranos type of thing. It's very underworld's mob stuff. So
Right.
Yeah, Sopranos.
I mean,
Godfather.
they always try to make Cobblepot be like misunderstood, like he
Mhm.
had like a rough childhood or whatever. But I mean, I don't think they're going deep into the psychology. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope not. I want him to be a bad guy, but
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to stop him because Batman's not going to be involved. I don't think. I think it's just going to be more of a cameo thing. But
They
Well,
should.
that'll be his cameo at the end. He'll just drop in, hit him,
Maybe.
and then there you go.
They should.
But you got to
fuck
go
some-
somewhere with it, though. You know what I mean?
You do.
It was like the
Yeah.
problem with what was it? Gotham? Was that?
Yeah.
the show?
Yeah.
See, I thought
no
when
Batman.
Gotham started, it was going to kind of be like Sopranos-esque. Like it was going to be very cops versus gangsters.
Yeah.
that's
And
what it looked
then,
like.
like, by the end of the second season, they were just like, nah, we're going to keep bringing in supervillains, but we're not going to have Batman to fight them.
Yeah.
I really liked Gotham because I felt like they
Did
did unique takes on all the villains. Like it wasn't
They definitely did that.
straight
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
comics. It was like, yeah, and that was one where I did root for Penguin. Like I really liked the Penguin in that series. So
I felt like it was like a 66 version, but contemporary, where the villains were the villain
Extra
of the week.
campy.
mhm.
Yeah. Batman was incidental.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering with this Penguin series if it's going to be like you said, like that, like Sopranos type of feel, or even like a Breaking Bad, where like you're kind of rooting for the guy, but you also know they're the bad guy. So
Yeah.
it's one of
Yeah,
those things.
yeah. I like those things. Like I like that way.
Yeah.
Like I really
Bad
shouldn't
guys
be
are
feeling
always cool.
good for this guy.
Right.
But
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that sounds like fun. What else? Anything else out there, guys?
anybody watching Rings of Power?
Not
I'm
yet,
like
but I'm
2
gonna.
episodes in.
Episode 2 right now, yeah. So
Yeah, me too.
I
Just
really
watched
didn't
4.
enjoy
My wife fell
the
asleep,
first
which is
season.
why I'm down here.
Yeah,
No,
I really
first
didn't
season's
enjoy the
pretty
first
good.
season, so I'll probably watch it begrudgingly, but I'll probably
Yeah.
just binge the whole thing at some point. So
Yeah, when you
don't
compare
know.
it to the movies, man, it's just
Yeah,
the
it's not-
dialogue
it's-
isn't good. The dialogue is just it's like it doesn't fit Tolkien.
I heard a
It's written
rumor
by
there's
different
a-
people. I think you need somebody to write the whole thing. I think this is the problem with a lot of the Star Wars shows. They have different
Yeah.
directors and different writers for each show. Like
Mhm.
there's an overall thread, but you take it where you want to take it. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Have somebody write the whole thing, and that's the way it should be. I don't know. It's just,
or at least
disjointed.
somebody that's overseeing it, even if you have like sub-writers, somebody that's kind of
I'm sure there's
orchestrating
somebody
it
like
together
that, but I don't know. Like even just the feel and the dialogue and stuff seems to change from show to show. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I heard there's a rumor that there's a new, not Lord of the Rings, but something in movie series.
Hunt for Gollum is going to be a movie directed by Gollum. What's his name? Jeez.
Andy Serkis.
Serkis.
Andy Serkis. He's directing it. Everybody's calling for Ian McKellen and Viggo Mortensen to come back, but I'm like, they're old, man. They're supposed to be younger in this movie. So either the de-aging has got to be really good, or you just got to recast, man. People got to get over it.
I mean, they brought Peter Cushing back from the dead, so I mean,
yeah, but that was
de-aging's got to be better than resurrection here. So
well, neither one of them are dead, but they're both old now at this point. So.
Yeah. I mean, they do some interesting stuff with that de-aging thing, but
yeah, Disney seems to have it nailed down pretty good. That
they did good with Mark
original
Hamill,
Ant-Man movie.
Guardians 2.
Guardians.
That was Kurt Russell. Like,
that was nuts. That was nuts.
It looked like Kurt Russell from the 80s. Like, it was crazy.
Like they pulled him right off set of Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
When they have those, actors that were in a lot of stuff, they have a lot of samples, to choose from, to take from. It's a lot easier to do it. So yeah.
How they did Mark Hamill.
Maybe we could finally get the Tango and Cash sequel we've all waited for.
You just said the right words with Curtis.
They have to escape from like the retirement home.
I'm just all for it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What about video games? Any video games coming up, Joe, that you're excited about?
The new Space Marines game just dropped, right?
Yeah, new Warhammer. Man, my feed's been blowing up.
I haven't watched like real gameplay of it, but I've seen clips and it looks amazing. It looks like what you want out of a Space Marine game. Like you're a Space Marine just murdering everything with extreme violence. So that one looks pretty entertaining.
That sounds
making me want to get back into gaming and seeing those. Then I'm just like, I'll go back to Minecraft.
I'm avoiding all things Warcraft because I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole, man.
There's going to be... Wait. I did see a clip. I don't know if this is a real thing, but I think there's going to be a Minecraft movie, right? With Jack Black and Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And everybody's upset about the way it looks. Like, it looks like Minecraft. Yeah. It looks like
God.
Minecraft.
It just looks like blobby cubes as opposed to like blocky cubes. Either way, like, come on, get over it. It's Minecraft. How do you want it to look like Windows 93 or do you want it to look like it's in a movie? Like, what do you want?
Right, exactly.
I just don't know how you make that into a good movie.
I'm super curious.
You don't. It's not.
It looks funny. I don't know if they're going to try too hard to make it like serious.
I hope they don't.
Yeah, but Jack, the clip I saw, Jack Black was hilarious in. So yeah.
Jason Momoa looks like he was trying out to be Prince Adam, but like filmation Prince Adam. Like he showed up for his costume and that he's got like this pink kind of like vest going thing and his hair. I'm like, what am I watching here? It's creepy.
I heard something, I don't know, it was a few weeks back, but somebody like kind of talking about Hollywood today. And it's like, anytime that you want to make a movie, you have to have like a property associated with it. Otherwise it just doesn't get anywhere with the studios, which really sucks. Cause like you don't get like the one-off type of movies that we used to get in the past. Like instead you get shit like Battleship. Like who wants to fucking see Battleship? Like
we would never get Star Wars today. We would never get Star Wars.
Right.
No.
So I don't know. That's kind of a problem that everything has to be associated with some sort of
Sucks.
property. But
So I have to comment on this real quick from Terrence. Have trouble imagining Joe murdering anything. He's too nice. Obviously, you haven't watched Legion's Quest.
very true.
Exactly.
Because murder is so easy. Check it
Yeah.
out. You'll see.
Yeah, he's murdered us. He's murdered Trevor a million times at this point. So.
Knocked out, not killed, unconscious.
Gotcha. TSJ says, I don't see Allison Brie playing Evelyn, but I want to see Allison Brie dressed up as Evelyn. I think she could pull off Evelyn. So,
Can you Motu guys, like explain to me this? So there's a Kickstarter now, right? Is that what's going on?
no.
For a
there's
Motu movie?
So there's
That's
two
completely
things going on. One,
And there's another
is
Motu movie on Netflix or Prime or something, right? Okay.
the Kickstarter thing is like a fan film type
Right.
thing
Right.
that is, and it looks like, I mean, last I saw it had
looks
like
cool.
6 days left and had
Yes.
to do it, like was nowhere
It's
close.
not getting.
So-
yeah, that
Well, they
sucks.
gave it an extra
unless-
7 days.
Yeah, unless it just really takes off, I don't know if that one's going to make it. But
I don't
then
think it will.
aside from that, Amazon is supposed to be working on a Masters movie, but as Motu fans know, they've also been teasing us with a Masters movie for the last 20 years. And you hear these like casting things and all this and that. And well, this guy's going to play He-Man and this person's going to play that and blah, 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 blah. And then next thing you know, it's like that studio's done with it. It gets passed off to another one. Then there's a new script. Then it gets passed over to another studio. And it's just been doing this for the last 20 years. So
Yep.
Until we see like a trailer, I won't believe that it's happening. Like a
Right.
release date and a trailer. Like that's... Yeah. So
Well, they said they wanted
I
to have
mean-
it out by like 2026.
mhm.
But again, we were supposed to have the last one was supposed to begin filming in April of 2022. And then, like, by April of 2022, they were like, nope, we don't have a director anymore. We've still got He-Man. We've still got Skeletor all cast. We're good there. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, yeah, that's not going to happen. So, you know, it's it's terrible.
So
We'll see.
on the game front too, I forgot to mention Star Wars Outlaws is coming out very soon, or
It's
is it out?
It's
It's
out.
It's out.
I think it just came out. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out
Yeah.
earlier this week.
So that's the new big budget Star Wars game.
This one
That'll
should
leave
be.
us
Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Bring him up here. Let's go. Head to head.
I want to see Batman's kiss. Come on.
Just go look at a picture of Wolverine, right? That's the joke everybody's been making. Wolverine's mask is just two Batmen kissing.
Ryan's not getting the joke yet.
He's got to turn it.
Other way,
Turn it.
other way, Ryan.
Other way, other way.
Other
There
way.
you go.
Now move it closer. Move it
uh,
closer. Closer.
Hold on.
He's gonna kiss
Uh,
the wrong
There
person.
it
There we go.
You got pulled in. So this
That was a lot of work for a bad joke.
I know, really. It was really not worth the time, really.
So this Star Wars game, Joe, like what kind of game is it? Do we know?
You know, I actually don't know much about it. I haven't really looked into it yet. All the clips that I've seen, the main character is like a female scoundrel.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Lady Han Solo is kind of the vibe that I picked up from what I've seen, but I don't know much about it, to be honest.
So years ago, before the merger happened, back in my GameStop days, they were still working on what was called Star Wars 1313.
Yep.
Which was supposed to be a very dark, down and gritty Star Wars underworld, checking out like Black Sun and Jabba's cruise and everything like that. The seedy underbelly of Coruscant. And that all got scrapped as soon as they went ahead and did the merger and LucasArts got dissolved as a whole. So this is kind of the spiritual successor of that foundation, because that was like the biggest thing, like Star Wars game that people were really, really getting on board for, because it had nothing to do with Jedi, nothing like that. It was all bounty hunters, smugglers, and like black market stuff. And I loved it. I was like, I am all for this game. I can't wait for it. And then they crushed my hopes and dreams when they cleared out LucasArts, and I was like, no. So yeah, when I heard about this game, I was like, that looks pretty cool. And like Joe said, it takes on the role of a female smuggler. I'm sure there's going to be like some more other, big plot twists in there, but I'm hoping they left it very open world, kind of do what you want, which is what 1313 was supposed to do. But we'll see.
That was
I don't know what's
supposed to
going on
be
in
a
the game.
show, wasn't it, Oz? Like that was a show first, and then they were going to make it into a game. Like he
Yeah.
wanted to do episodic television, and that was going to be Underworld.
Yeah, it was going
like,
to be very
correspond and
interactive
stuff.
between TV show and the game, which was going to be
Okay.
really neat. They were going to try to pull off. There was another game that was doing it where, like, stuff that happened in the TV show was going to have a profound element within the game, and vice versa. Like things within the game that happen were going to have impact in the show, which I really don't know how you're going to do because that could radically change scripting and everything else.
I'll be honest. I would have thought that Brett would have been in bed by now. So I'm actually impressed that he's still awake the day before a con. So
he probably got up just to talk a little smack.
The fact that he's on there chatting makes me think that Amber may have a chance at beating him. So
It doesn't open until 10, right? It's like, so, yeah.
I don't know, but they're
I don't have to
gonna.
leave till
What
8
time
here.
do you think? So Ryan, if you guys are, if Amber's set on beating Brett, what time do you think that puts you there? What time do you have to be there to beat Brett?
Don't tell him.
Before the sun comes up, that's for goddamn sure.
Well, there you go.
Probably we'd have to leave the house probably at 4 in the fucking morning.
What?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here and not at my house.
Are people getting in line? Hi, Dylan. What's going
Hi.
on, buddy?
Yes, there's
Are
probably
they?
some in line already.
For
Online.
what are we getting in line for though? Like what are we really like?
Brett,
I don't know.
$5 heads from Wolf King.
$5.
Oh,
That's got to be what
$5
it is
heads.
right there.
Yeah,
$5 for some head, everybody's in.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
I'm about to call out tomorrow.
Yeah. Amber for a day. Yeah.
$5 for some head, man. That's kind of
Right? That's
that's
enough
a
to call
hell of a
out.
deal.
Even your boss will go along with that,
Not
right?
too bad.
Yeah, he might even join me.
I was gonna say he'll be right there next to you.
Well, it is time. Hold on one second. It is time for This Week in Theaters.
Let's go.
So, for those of you just joining us for the first time, this is where we time travel back in time. And we walk into a movie theater and we can see one of the top 10 movies that are out for that year in this week. So, let me
Depending
put
on
in
what year it is,
here.
it may just stay.
Yeah.
I'm also not the youngest one on screen.
Well, there you go.
I'm off screen right now.
So I've got the random number generator up. We got our normal year range in here, which is 1982 to 2010. And we landed on 1992. So
That's good.
It was all
Cool.
here we
not
go.
a bad year.
Interesting. This is going to be interesting.
So
What do we have?
weekly going down to 1992. And we are looking for September 6th.
Oh my God. What is
All
this?
right. Here we go. Number
Oof.
one in the
Oh.
theaters this week is Honeymoon in Vegas. Jack loses $65,000 in poker in Las Vegas, where he's marrying Betsy. The wedding will have to wait as the poker winner wants to the weekend with Betsy to cancel the debt. She accepts. Who will she marry?
Good Lord.
Next, we have got
Yes.
Straight up Hallmark
Hell
Channel
yes.
stuff.
we got
Unforgiven, I'm good with.
Unforgiven. Retired Old West gunslinger Will Money reluctantly takes on one last job to avenge an injustice with the help of his old partner and newer outlaw known simply as the Schofield Kid.
Schofield.
Schofield Kid. That's what I said. Then we've got a single white female. A woman advertising for a new roommate finds that something very strange is going on with the tenant who decides to move in. Followed by Pet Cemetery 2. A teenage boy and his father move to his recently deceased mother's brother's hometown, where they encounter an ancient Native American cemetery with the power to raise the dead. Dun dun dun.
Stupid.
Death becomes her. When fading actress learns of immortality treatment, she sees it as a way to outdo her longtime rival. A League of Their Own. During World War II, sisters Dottie and Kit joined the first female professional baseball league and struggled to help it succeed amid their own growing rivalry.
There's no crying in baseball.
That's true. There isn't. Next, we have Sister Act. When a nightclub singer is forced to take refuge from the mob in the convent, she ends up turning the convent choir into a soulful chorus complete with Motown repertoire until the sudden celebrity of the choir jeopardizes her identity. Number 8, we have Rapid Fire. When Jake Lowe witnesses a killing, he finds himself caught between two feuding drug lords, betrayed and set up by the federal agents. The only person he can trust is Ryan, a Chicago cop who reminds Jake of his deceased father. Next, we have Three Ninjas. Each year, 3 brothers visit their grandfather for the summer. He is highly skilled in ninjutsu, and for years he has trained the boys in his techniques.
Kind of forgot how popular ninjas were in the 90s.
There was a sequel to Four Ninjas because the fourth one didn't make it through.
And number 10 this week is Enchanted April. 4 English women after World War I who are unhappy with their lives and their time away on vacation in a beautiful Italian villa. So I'm sure everybody's seeing that one.
And I just barely beat out Batman Returns.
Yeah, just missing out.
I'm sure Batman Returns came out like 8 weeks before this.
Yeah, all the summer movies.
We're not able to pick it, but yeah, Batman Returns number 11. So, all right, those are our 10 movies. We are starting at the bottom with Greg. Greg, what are you seeing?
Unforgiven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little Western flick.
Little Western flick.
Okay. Joe, what about you?
I'm with Greg. I'm tempted to go see Rapid Fire. Just
me too. I never saw that, and I was like,
I did watch it, and like it was a decent action movie. Not fantastic, but Brandon Lee. I don't know. I'm tempted, but yeah, just I don't know. I love Westerns, and there just hasn't been a ton of good ones in a really long time. Unforgiven's a classic in my opinion. So that's where I'm going.
Okay. That's 2 for Unforgiven. Oz, you're up next.
Tough call here because Unforgiven is a classic that I love. And Pet Sematary 2, although not as scary as the first one, had a lot of good actors in it that I really enjoyed. It was probably one of the second times I ever saw Clancy Brown in a movie. But you know what? Now I'm going to go with the Three Ninjas because Tum Tum rules. Just saying.
Okay. So we got 2 for Unforgiven and 1 for Three Ninjas. Jeff, what are you saying?
I was going to pick Three Ninjas because I remember seeing it in the theaters as a kid.
Wow.
But
you were the one.
Wasn't young enough to, or wasn't old enough to see Death Becomes Her. So I want to see Death Becomes Her.
All right.
Okay.
It's a great comedy horror with Bruce Willis and Meryl Streep.
Goldie Hawn, right?
Yeah, and Goldie Hawn in a wet shirt. So
yeah,
I remember that from my youth.
Yep. That's in the bank. Yep.
Unforgiven's a good movie. There's a movie on this list in the top 10. Obviously, I'd be seeing Batman Returns if it was in here, but there's a movie on this top 10 that I watched a bunch of times as a kid.
Sister Act,
loved, and it is Sister Act, and
I was high up on the priority list too.
So yeah, I absolutely love that movie. I think it's funny. It's got a little bit of the the whole mob thing in there, a little Vegas. Got nuns. Who doesn't love a nun?
I
And then
don't
the
think he
singing
actually
and the
loves nuns, but
I think loving nuns is against the rules, Curtis.
for them,
Depends what rules
anyway.
you're following.
it is just a really fun movie, and yeah, that's what I'm going to see. So
Oh,
Hey, right on.
Whoopi rules. You can never go wrong watching a Whoopi movie.
True.
I don't know about her personally, but as an actress, she's all right. Oh,
Tops.
Rygon, what are you seeing?
I'm going, since I haven't seen it, I'm going to go Unforgiven. I'm going to give that a shot.
You gotta watch
Great
it.
Never
movie.
seen it.
Sick.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I saw it.
yeah,
it's
you should
really
watch
good.
that this weekend if you haven't seen it. It's
Yeah.
Mhm.
so
That's a
Got
must.
it.
My favorite scene is Clint Eastwood shooting at the cans with his pistol and missing every time, and then like getting pissed and coming out with the shotgun and just knocks them all off. with one shot. It's a movie you appreciate more the older you get, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely. Dylan, what about you? What are you seeing?
I'm going Rapid Fire.
Okay.
Never seen it, but I love Brandon Lee. So that's an easy one for me.
Okay.
Right on.
And last, Trevor, you got last pick. What are you seeing?
This makes me nostalgic for a time when a movie like Honeymoon in Vegas could be #1 in the theater. Like, there's no freaking way that anything with that description is going to be. It's not
Number
going to
one.
make a dime, man. Like, it's got to go straight to Netflix. Single White Female was a good movie, man. That was actually like a really good one of those first creepy roommate movies. But Unforgiven is classic, man. It's one of those movies I could, if it's on TV, you don't change channels anymore. But when you used to change channels, if I flicked over to that, I was like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm watching it
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
a good
good,
one.
man. Yeah, Rygon, go watch that.
Hackman
Man.
is,
Really
is
good.
great in that
Oh,
movie.
Gene Hackman. Well, I think one of his best roles, man. He's so
Yeah.
good. Like, he's
Yeah,
just
he's awesome.
yeah. The Duck of Death.
Yeah, I mean, in today, if somebody wanted to make like a honeymoon in Vegas movie, it'd have to be like called Shoots and Ladders in Vegas or something.
Right.
You'd have to give it
Honeymoon
like
in the
a
Vegas sphere, right? It's got to be
Right,
some,
yeah.
yeah.
Sponsored.
With Mario Brothers or something. Yeah.
Let's see what the chat had on here. Let's
Morgan
see.
Freeman was in that, right? That's true. Yeah.
Terrence says no crying in baseball. Allison says did not go see Rapid Fire.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Steph says she remembers seeing these flicks. Allison says Batman Returns is still the best Batman movie. That might be true. I don't know.
It's got Christopher Walken in it, which, that says a lot right there.
Pretty
Of
solid.
all Batman movies?
Of all Batman movies.
I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer, tight latex leather.
I don't know that I'm arguing with you on there. Like I could
I'm
say,
in.
I would say you could make an argument for some other movies, but it definitely
Top
is up there.
3?
God, forget about Christopher Walken. You know,
You can't. I mean, come on.
don't forget about Christopher Walken's Batman.
I mean, I'm not dancing, but
My buddy Custom says Three Ninjas. Love that movie as a kid.
Wow.
Never heard of that movie. Oh, you gotta watch
Henry
it.
Yu says A League of Their
Well,
Own.
you were a kid
was
during that time.
filmed in my town and over the
Hey,
bridge,
hey.
over in
Yeah.
Evansville. So
That's what's up.
there you go.
92?
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, League of
Thanos-
Their Own was a pretty good movie too.
Yeah, that's a good
It
movie.
was. Yeah, League of Their Own is a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Thanos Copter says I think Unforgiven is hands down the best movie on this list. That's probably correct.
Yeah.
I would rather see Sister Act, but I think Unforgiven is definitely the best movie on this list. TJ Williams,
pretty funny.
I'm sneaking into Death Becomes Her and saving my $4 for cigarettes. Oh wait, that's not what we did in '92.
Man, it just kills me. Cigarettes being
Cigarettes
$4.
Were they $4 in
Yeah.
'92? Good Lord, I quit when they were $2.
I still remember it was like $2
That
and
must have been the
50
80s.
cents out of the vending machine. Up the
Yeah, I
strip.
remember
Like,
digging
the
through my
vending
couch for
machine.
change to buy cigarettes.
And the
Now I'd
best
have
part
to
about
find bills. Yeah.
right. And the best part about the vending machine is the vending machine could never ask you for ID or deny you the sale.
But it was always a soft pack, wasn't it, in the vending machine?
Yeah. Always.
Hated the soft pack.
That's what I'm stuck with right now because they're like $2.50 cheaper than hard pack.
Gotta quit that shit, man.
I should. I'd have more money for toys.
Exactly.
Nobody likes a quitter.
That's what I say, Joe.
Brad says Unforgiven.
Yes, Brad.
Steph says I love nasty nuns, just saying.
I mean, in that movie, they were dancing pretty hard, just saying.
Keith says I watched Unforgiven in the theater back then. It's great. Terrence, Gene Hackman, Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman. I mean, can't beat that, right?
Yeah, that's
all-star cast.
Amazing.
Let's see. What does Alice say here? Batman Returns has it all. Michael Keaton is Batman, Christopher Walken, BDSM Catwoman, Dirty Penguin, who is actually scary. Chip. I forgot about Chip. Gets his nose bit. Missile Penguins, Pee Wee Herman, and
Susie and the
Banshee song.
Susie. God,
It's a good movie. I really do like. I think out of all of those, the first four, it's definitely my favorite.
Well, you talk about dialogue, right? Penguin throws that girl off of the roof in the beginning, you know, and Catwoman says, "You said you were just going to scare her."
She looks pretty scared.
She looked pretty scared to me.
Yeah,
now that's dialogue,
right?
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, why the hell are you dressed up like Batman? Carla says Death Becomes Her. Blake says Unforgiven for sure. Tim Burton and Clint Eastwood, both top directors. If you like Unforgiven, haven't read Old Man Logan or vice versa, you should. And then what? Wait a minute. Wait, what's going on here? What is this? What's going on?
Whoa!
What is this?
Oh my God! What the what?
Oh hey!
Is it JessiCon already? It's only Friday.
It is JessiCon.
Wait.
It's JessiCon.
Wait,
I
know
don't.
that living
Is that
room.
Jesse? He's not in the
I know that
basement. I don't
kitchen.
recognize him.
No, I know that kitchen.
Look at the look.
Is that Len? Does he make little heads?
Oh, Cookie!
Hi,
Happy
Len's friend
birthday,
Cookie.
Cook!
Happy birthday, Cookie.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Hey,
Dirk.
I don't know that guy.
Oh,
Who's this guy?
it's the Better House.
Hey,
deal.
it's Jordan.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
That's an all-star cast right there.
Who's that guy?
The man of honor.
Tony? Little
Who's
Tony?
the guy
little
before
Tony.
Jordan?
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
There's Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Are you guys heating up some
He said
tomato
hi.
pie?
No, we didn't get no tomato pie. I would really tell you how that makes me feel right now, but Tony's here and
It's all part of
Wow.
Sunday. Part of
Wow.
Man, you look tired.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of funny.
Look
We get to
very
wait
warm.
2 days for tomato pie again. It's deja vu.
But it's not 3 days old.
Wait,
True.
that's what
True.
Sunday. I'll bring my toast
Make
out.
progress.
You know the tomato pie will keep the con crud away.
Yes, this is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Cookie's got candy.
Scientific fact.
Why have
Oh,
you
you
guys
guys-
still part to that gimmick? What's that? The left-right Twix thing. Like, why is that still a thing?
It works.
Why
It
is
doesn't.
Jesse, I love you.
It's Len.
It's a whole show over here.
Len seductively eating chocolate next to Jesse is my new favorite thing.
I'm so
Wait,
wait. Go back to that.
Coded message.
So
There's a
clipping that.
coded
Can
message.
somebody drop a scissors in the chat, please?
Yeah, somebody clip this for PGG tomorrow.
Thank you.
Here comes the
Oh, the
snort.
screaming cow.
Here comes the snort. Wait for it. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
Give him another piece of chocolate, Lynn.
I think it's peed himself.
They're tasty. Ah, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
We got full donkey Jesse.
All right, Jesse. Question for you.
No.
You got to see one of these films at the theater. Unforgiven, League of Their Own, or Sister Act.
Oh, Unforgiven.
I'm gonna stay home and watch Sesame Street.
That wasn't one of the options. But
If I have to watch one of those, it's Unforgiven.
Did you give him parameters, Curtis?
No parameters.
Mr. Hooper's
Can you
dead.
tell me all the actors and read off all the descriptions of the movies?
No, we already did that.
No.
Whoopi Goldberg, Tom Hanks.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Unforgiven. If I have to pick one of those three, it's Unforgiven.
That was a popular answer.
The hardest one makes it great.
I mean,
Yeah, McDonald's.
I'm going to see Sister Act by myself. Most everybody else is going to Unforgiven. So
yes, that's
Sister Act is different.
Blue light.
Look,
Blue light.
After I'm done at Three Ninjas, I'll roll into Sister Act with you, Curtis. It's cool.
very nice.
I don't want to see either of those movies. Why? Go. I don't.
Yeah.
But Batman Returns just missed out of the top 10. It was number 11.
Oh,
We're
it's a
we're
shame.
talking about whether
Shit.
Batman Returns is the best
With the
Batman
Penguin?
movie ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
At least my nose is
Awful.
gushing blood.
It's shite.
awful.
Most penguin-y penguin, though. I mean, that's the penguin, man. That's
Well, Batman's also overrated.
What were the movie choices, Rich?
All right. Something just happened to their connection. I don't know what that was. It was weird. I don't know. Like all of a sudden everything was going great, and then all of a sudden their connection went bad. I don't know. Interesting. Well, I guess then it's time for the primary objective. So I did not put the thing together, so I have no idea what we're talking about. Joe, Jeff, I'm sorry, you put the promo pick together. What are we talking about here?
Wait. Before you guys start,
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll because I need to get sleep to beat Brett Stoddard, and I'm gonna fucking beat that motherfucker there.
Wow. That almost sounded like you were talking about beating up an old man. I mean, just FYI.
Gotta beat Brett.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't you go
Beat the old
teasing,
man.
Curtis.
See you. Have a good
Ooh, what's
one.
that?
Trevor is.
What soft goods are those?
Later, Rag.
Bye, Rye.
Dylan.
Bye,
See you
Ryan,
tomorrow.
See you.
Later.
All right. So,
Hey,
Jeff,
Trevor,
what are we
what
talking
soft
about?
goods are those?
It's some. It was some cheap ass Lord of the Rings ring wraith set that was awful. So I took the robes off it and put it on, and it fit really well, man. It's really, really nice.
Almost thought that
Digging
was
it.
like a little Maxilius the Harvester kind of early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't have that stuff anymore.
I want to create a soft good company and call it cheap ass soft goods. Now that sounds fun.
I'd be down.
All right, Jeff.
Cheap
what are we
ass
talking
threads.
Crowdfunding.
about? Okay. Explain.
That's right.
There's a lot going on with crowdfunding nowadays, and it's getting nuts. Like, what do you go with? Do you go with this? Do you go with that? Do you go with it all? What do you think? What do you like about it? What do you don't like about it?
Well, I guess first off, who here has actually participated in any crowdfunding? I know Trevor has. Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I have.
Oh no, not at all.
I don't think I've done a
Kickstarter?
single one.
What about the Mythic Legions Kickstarter? No.
I wasn't involved for that.
I was involved in that.
I mean, I did the D13 and I did the Defenders of Eden, but I was thinking when you're talking crowdfunding, I was thinking more like one big item kind of thing. But if you're talking about like Kickstarter,
Is Kickstarter's
Crowdfunding,
considered
crowdfunding.
crowdfunding? Like, are we going?
Yeah,
that route?
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Okay,
that's
then-
Crowdfunding.
Indiegogo.
Period.
Yeah.
then I
Crowdsource.
have. Okay.
You're gathering money to fund something before it's actually made. And
Yep. Or just do a pre-order.
I guess I'll just throw it out there. I really like supporting independent people that are trying to get into this, like, Matt Rodriguez or Chris Garwich, trying to do his line and stuff. But when you have, like Todd McFarlane doing a Kickstarter,
that's bullshit.
Why does
it's
Todd
bullshit, but the
McFarlane-
man made $1 million. So like,
Understood.
I mean,
In
that's
like
not
5
bullshit.
minutes.
It's
In
not
5
bullshit.
minutes.
I don't
It's
feel
not
the need to
bullshit.
It's not. I mean, it's
something like
bullshit,
that.
but it's good for him.
It's business strategy, man. Like it's
Yeah, I
business
mean,
strategy.
If
I
it
mean,
was,
he
not over
he
yet.
cut all the
Everybody pull it
overhead.
out.
yeah,
he
if
cut
it
all
was
the
a
overhead off.
property or an item that I really cared about, maybe, but I don't feel the need to support Todd McFarlane with a Kickstarter. Same thing that I don't feel the need to support a HasLab. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that.
See, and I'm going to disagree with that, because if we're not going to get those things unless it's a crowd fund and it's something that people want. Now, I'm not huge on the bigger companies and following those, but like a YouTube channel I like, the Dungeon Dudes. They're a couple Canadian guys that do D&D stuff, and they did a Kickstarter for Dungeons of Drakkenheim, which was their own setting, and it was a really cool setting.
Mm-hmm.
I backed, I think, 3 different things on theirs, and the books are really good, and the only way we would get them is with a Kickstarter. There's no way that they could have, funded it themselves. But
totally get that. I want to pull up this comment from Kevin. He says, for big companies, it's a matter of if we're getting an item or not, but it shouldn't be. So here's the example I'll throw out there. At this point, Classified is fucking hot. Like, people love Classified. They're doing a great job. Like, they could put out any sort of Joe vehicle at this point, and people are going to buy it. There's no reason to make them HasLabs. Like, you could just...
Yeah, there is a reason. Money.
Yeah. But
they're a publicly traded company who is trying to make a lot of money. They're not here to make your collecting life happy, man.
Thing away, Trevor. I'm saying
no. What I'm saying, no, Curtis. What I'm saying is that's not something that's going to go in a store. And yes, could they make a bunch of them and put them up for sale, and you could buy them online and they'd send them to you? Yes, but they want to know when they're going to spend that kind of money on. We all know what tooling costs and et cetera, and I'm sure it's cheaper for them than it is for somebody like Matt Rodriguez, but it still costs money. You know what I mean? So they want to know up front.
Pre-order,
but they want to know up front. Well, okay, you could do that too.
They'll open up a pre-order for a week, and they'll say, "Hey, we'll take whatever orders come in this week, and that's what we fucking make, and that's it." And that's cool.
But that's not going to drum up the same excitement, though.
Exactly, it's
them saying, look, there's unlocks." If
you speak as someone that doesn't collect Mondo, because I tell you what, during that week when it's open, people are fucking trying to make that decision quick on whether they need that figure, because they know in the aftermarket that thing's going to cost a lot more money. So, yes, they do sell a shit ton during that week.
Yeah, that's their business model, though. That's doing
that.
I'm
saying I prefer that business model, though. You don't.
But
need
what's
to
the difference?
You don't need to hold it over our heads that, hey, if we don't get enough sales, we're not going to make this fucking thing. Just fucking throw it out there, and whatever people order, they order. I don't know.
But they companies like that may have a minimum that they need to make, you know what I mean, from a factory to make it worth their while too. You know what I mean? It's not a matter of we'll just take whatever order. If a dozen people order this, we'll still make a dozen of them. You got to have a minimum order.
You definitely have to, but that's what I'm saying. If you
they could do what you're talking about.
If you do a good enough product that people want for a good price, you're going to sell the number that you need to sell. So like I said, with the example being a Joe vehicle, right? There's no Joe vehicle that they could put out there that's a quality vehicle at a decent price that people aren't going to buy enough quantity for them to make it. The only reason people wouldn't buy it is if it looks shitty or if the price is too high.
Well, yeah, but they're going to make
expensive.
They're going to make more money. I mean, the incentive is those unlocks, right? They're going to make more money because those unlocks don't really cost them a lot of money, right? But they're going to sell more because of those unlocks. You know what I mean? They could do what you're saying and have a limited period of time, like a week-long pre-order. People are going to get pissed off about that too, because you've seen it in the Cabal. Oh, I don't get paid until next week. It's why can't you leave it open for a month or 2 months? And it's well, what's the point now? You know what I mean? We're just going to do the Kickstarter thing or the crowdfunding HasLab thing. I don't know. I don't see any.
I think they could do it.
These companies want to make money.
I think they could do it the exact same way they do now, but not have the, we need to hit these to get the unlocks and all this kind of thing. Just fucking open it up.
I think they should do bigger things for HasLab than what they have done so far.
What's that?
They should do bigger items for HasLab than what they have done so far.
Well,
that's the only thing for me. Like the his tank.
Those vehicles.
Cool, but I feel like the his tank that should have been a HasLab one, is that double one, is that real big one that they have.
Well, yeah, for G.I. Joe.
And then this could have been like a Pulse exclusive. You know what I mean? Kind of, because everybody was going to buy this tank. It was going to fund regardless. Like they knew that. Everybody knew that. So this smaller one could have.
Did they really though? I don't think they did.
With the way that Classified is selling, I mean, I don't see it. How it would.
But here's the thing, because I track a lot of these HasLabs. I've covered them a lot with Mega J, and we were talking from the start when it came to stuff like the His Tank. And the truth is, when that His Tank first came out, there was no real good indicator that it would have succeeded like it did. Now, there's no doubt from the fact that it succeeded the way it did and funded so quickly that they're like, all right, so every vehicle that's bigger than like a dune buggy, we're going to really just kind of like put on HasLab. And I really believe that's the way they're going. I'm pretty sure the next one's probably even going to be the Whale. So fingers
The
crossed.
Star Wars vehicles are big, though, man. I mean, the Ghost and the Razor Crest are big,
right? And that's a different
vehicles.
Scale.
And like what's retro?
The barge
retro
was
blasting
big.
was like his argument like put them in the stores. Like there's no room in the stores for those.
No,
things.
that's
You know what I mean? It's not going to happen.
Terrence said it earlier.
That's
Terrence said it earlier. Like with Motu, right? Vehicles are a big part of Motu, and anybody who's collecting it, you get those things in stores and they sit. They sit until they clearance out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think an important thing too now with modern collecting is a lot of that stuff sits on shelves because people are waiting for it to drop in price,
Well,
to go
now,
on
yeah,
sales,
to go to Ross.
Got all night.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
that's something with a crowdfund that's not going to happen.
It doesn't
you're paying
happen.
full price or you're not getting it. So
I think
might
that's
be-
true, Joe. Like, I mean, a limited, like Curtis is talking about, a limited time would probably work to spur people to get it. But if you just put it up and said you could get this $300 vehicle and it's open for a month, people are just going to sit there and wait. Wait and wait and wait till it's like, oh, they got extra ones. Now they're discounting it, or there's a sale or whatever the hell it is,
And that's
it's
why
an incentive.
Stuff like, again, with G.I. Joe, the Stinger, right? Like his Hasbro Pulse exclusive, limited time pre-order. You get in, you put your pre-orders in, and boom, that's it. That's all they're going to make, right? And then everybody gets pissed
You're talking
off
about the Vamp.
afterwards. The Vamp and the Stinger.
Yeah, because the Stinger
was Amazon too. I got one Stinger on Amazon.
Right. Yeah, it was on Amazon. My bad, not Pulse exclusive, but right. It was still a fan channel exclusive kind of thing, right?
Yep.
What's up, John? To play Kevin Hamilton's comment there, the vintage Mos Eisley Cantina was terrible for crowdfunding. Piece of shit for way too much money. All right, I ordered that, but I mean, in a way,
you complained about it, even though you ordered.
Oh yeah, no. In a way, he's right in that, like, there's some point where the level of quality or the cheapness of the product is not going to work anymore. But they're going to milk it until that comes. So we're going to complain about it,
right?
and if you don't want it, and if you really think it's a piece of shit, don't order it. I mean, people did that with the Rancor. People did that with a couple of other things. I mean, the Cantina, people were complaining about it, but ultimately the thing went pretty crazy. About halfway through the.
Which one did you get?
I just got the basic one. I got the basic one. Yeah.
The deluxe wasn't really too much better.
For those bigger companies, the thing
needed a ceiling.
I think makes sense for the crowdfunding is if it's the really big high dollar items that you don't know if people are going to buy. Like, and I know it wasn't that expensive when we look at it today's money, but the barge, at the time that the barge came out, it's so fucking massive and it's so much money. Like, I get they don't know if people are even going to buy it. That
barge,
I totally
Razor
get.
Crest,
if you were to,
Ghost.
If you were to do like a flag today, like, I get it. Like, that's one that it's going to be very expensive, very
the economy
big.
affects that stuff too. Like with the Ghost, I wanted that Ghost like pretty bad because I have the old giant Millennium Falcon, and I thought that they would just look awesome next to each other. But the economy was kind of in a downturn at the time, and I couldn't swing it, to pick it up. So, there's things like that too that probably make them kind of.
That's one.
Yeah,
I think in the aftermarket now, like, I mean, yeah, the barge still goes for big money because there wasn't a lot of people who ordered it. Now, speculators and flippers are ordering them left and right once they hit the mark. You know what I mean?
3 or 4 at a time. Yeah,
they're not going to hold their value. I mean, I know because I've got a Galactus I sold for basically just about what it cost, and
same.
I have a Sentinel that's gone up a little bit since X-Men '97, but really not that much.
Well, it's like Super 7 did that big Thundercats lair, right?
Mhm.
And it's like so much money and so huge that like they don't know if people are going to even fucking buy it. Like I get that, but like a Joe vehicle, a $300 Joe vehicle, just fucking make that. Like you don't need to. That doesn't need to be a HasLab. Just fucking
Again,
make it.
when they did the His Tank, when that first came out,
People
they
shit
weren't
out $300. Like that's I waste $300 on stupid shit. You know, that's nothing.
Like an
but they
airbrush.
also weren't sure if people were going to buy a truly 1/12 scale type of vehicle for their shelf because how big that is. That's a lot of retail space. So, like, you know,
holy shit.
For the Dragonfly that's coming out, that's like 3 feet long. You know, the Rattler that's coming, it's got a 3-foot wingspan by 2.5 feet. You know, these things are big, not just, you know, retail price, but you're talking, because again, adult collector, let's face it, if we want to drop $400 on a toy, we're going to drop $400 on a toy. There's no way out of it. We do that.
But neither one of those vehicles is as cool as the turtle blimp that Greg has in his room. So, you know.
Yeah, well, the turtle blimp also doesn't use nearly as much plastic, but and that drops bombs too.
Just a lot of helium to keep it up there daily.
Yeah, right.
It's a lot
daily.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, they weren't sure really if people were going to be into buying something that size. Once they did that first one, honestly, yeah, I feel like a lot of these that they've come out with, by the time we got around to getting the Vamp, getting the Stinger, I'm like, okay, guys, you could just really put most of those sized vehicles, fan channel exclusives. They sell like crazy. They sell out because clearly they're just not available anymore. And that's kind of the route to go. When you get the bigger stuff like the Whale, if they ever do a flag, which I don't see happening because at 1/18th scale, it was 7 feet long.
Yeah.
No way.
I'd hate to see what that would realistically look like in 1/12
I mean, double.
scale.
You figure it'd be
about
double,
double.
at least
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, it'd be about 15 feet long.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that's insane to think about. Anybody having the retail space for that, like, yeah, and
It'll
I
be
mean,
very few. It'll be very few.
your home space for it. You know, I
Yeah.
said retail space, but I mean, like, you know, you do that, you might as well move into the bottom of it and just kind of live there because, you know.
I will say, like the Kickstarter ones for like these smaller company, like Brutal Realm, like there's no way that toy line happens without Kickstarter. So like for those,
right.
It's great. Like,
yeah,
like
it's a no-brainer for that stuff.
Yeah, Matt's Dinosaurs, the Defenders of Eden, that doesn't happen without
Armies of
Kickstarter.
Ash.
So,
Even like Odious, same thing.
yeah.
Without Kickstarter, you know, it'd be hard to make that happen.
So we're seeing people that are able to get into the industry with, you know, less barrier to entry, I guess. So
agree.
But for the moment, it is working for people like Todd McFarlane. So you can't say like they shouldn't be doing this because it is working.
It's working.
You know what I mean?
Well, the thing was,
it'll come a time where it doesn't because people will either
It
feel
helps.
like what they're getting isn't like worth the money that they spent,
Right.
or you know.
I mean, Todd's
I
not
haven't
nearly
been
as
following
big.
that. If people are getting ripped off, I don't even understand what's going on with that. It seems like very like Todd added something or took away something or didn't give us something or it's like
Todd's real
really
sneaky
wacky,
with that stuff. Even with the first Spawn Kickstarter, where he changed the articulation on that thing after it funded.
And not just
He
to
was like,
mention
"Oh,
too,
guys,
he showed
you know."
off nice soft goods cape, and then
Yeah.
when people got it, it was a hard plastic cape. Like
Yeah, I sold that thing right away, man.
you know,
I don't know. To me, it's like if you have a like a local like amateur golf tournament, right? Like they don't let professionals in there. They don't like if you're a professional golfer, you're not allowed to compete in the amateur tournament. That's kind of what I think about that. Like with Kickstarter, like Todd McFarlane goes to do a Kickstarter. If I'm Kickstarter, I say no, fuck you. Like you're now obviously Kickstarter is not going to do that because they're making a portion off everything that he's fucking selling.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I just
big win for Kickstarter right there.
Oh yeah,
that's the thing. He's doing two crowdfunding. He was doing two crowdfunding things at the same time. He has his own crowdfunding system, the Drawing Board, where he was trying to crowdfund for the Superpowers vehicles, and then that wasn't working, so he had to extend it, and then it overlapped with the Spawn.
well, that's the other problem, too with the
is
schedules
that
lately.
when he does something like that, and there's other things going on at the same time in kind of the same, atmosphere or the same kind of genre, it takes from those, because people only have so much money. So like you're coming towards the end of, let's say, a Brutal Realms campaign, and you're just trying to fucking make your toy. And here Todd McFarlane got his fucking stupid shit going at the same time. And people are trying to decide, okay, well, there's a time limit. Am I going to, do this one over here, this Brutal Realm one, or am I going to fund this Todd one that I'm going to have to pay triple of it afterwards?
Yeah, but you want to enter you want to enter this arena that is dominated by Hasbro, Todd McFarlane, and companies like that, and Mezco and things like that. And, I mean, that's what that's what you're up against. So like you have to be able to hold your own, and they did. So that's good. Like they did. They made their money and they did well. But yeah, I mean, at any point you could see like Hasbro come. I mean, those guys put out their Kickstarter during SDCC, right as a HasLab came out or was ending, and it's like it was bad. It wasn't good timing.
People were
what is good? Like you never know what's coming out. You don't know Hasbro's schedule for things, and like you could drop your Kickstarter, and next week it's like, oh, we're gonna give you the flag. I'll give you the flag. It's like,
lately, it's been one crowdfund after the other, after the other, after the other. It's like been piggyback because between the big companies and all the individual Kickstarters, I don't think, at least since like 2023, there's been like more than a 2-week window before we had the next big Kickstarter.
Because it's working.
It is.
These things are funding. People are finding a way, however that way is, to get the things that they want funded. And that's right. That's the thing with the big companies. As long as it keeps working, they're not going to stop.
No. Well, yeah. At this point, like, I think for Star Wars, they said they're not going to try to crowdfund Black Series stuff at all anymore because none of the Black Series stuff worked.
Well, that's because they chose the wrong stuff.
Right. Well, they try to time it with whatever. I don't know. The Rancor, they should have waited till Book of Boba.
I think the fan base has a lot to do with some of that too, because Star Wars fan base right now is miserable.
It's volatile, man. Yeah, it's volatile.
Yeah, and like the GI Joes, those guys just they're like foaming at the mouth for whatever they put out. Like, just give us more GI Joe.
How'd the Rancor not get made? Like, what happened with that one? Like that seems like that should be a fucking slam dunk, right?
It was actually pacing. It was pacing okay, and then it was just like it started to slack off and wasn't gonna make it.
It got bad press because of like one of the stretch goals was like a cardboard, like the cardboard backdrop or something was like I was like.
They didn't show it off. They didn't show it off first. No. Like they didn't show off unlocks or stretch goals. Stretch goals were possible, kind of thing.
It was badly done.
And when it was like starting to flounder, they were like, "Okay, this is what we're going to give you," and they were like, "We're going to give you this Luke Skywalker that is already out. We're going to give you this cardboard, like you said, it was a cardboard backdrop, not even like a full diorama.
No, and not Ula. Was it Ula? Ula that everybody wanted, right? Like,
like she wasn't even a part of that.
No,
and
ridiculous.
Listen, I'm not a Star Wars guy, so I'm just going to throw this question out here. You can crucify me later, but like, are people getting a little too picky with these fucking stretch goal shit? Like, if you want a Rancor, buy the fucking Rancor. I don't give a shit what the stretch goals are.
Well, I think
to me that's the ticket.
I think,
right?
I think the problem with the stretch goals is everybody feels like they're getting a deal when they get the stretch goals. If you just get the Rancor for, I don't know what that was, $275, $280, $300.
Yeah,
I'm feeling like I'm getting burnt here. You know what I mean? Like if I don't get those stretch goals, I feel like I got burnt. Even though you're probably actually, for them, it's really not. Well, you are. Yeah, you are. You are.
Right? Like all the tooling, like whenever you see all those stretch goals included in a crowd, in one of those crowd funds, especially for something like a HasLab, right? The tooling for everything you see for a stretch goal that's unlocked, that's included in the cost of the initial crowdfund. You're not paying for just that initial product.
They've already priced that out to make money on that whole thing for that price with everything included. And if you don't get everything included, they're just making more money and you're not getting as much.
That's right. You lose value.
What spawn is right now.
Right. Mm-hmm.
and that is the shittiest part, because it's like, to maximize your dollar amount from those, you've really got to hit all those stretch goals.
Yeah.
At least with smaller companies that are doing Kickstarters and stuff like that, when they have stretch goals, that's not really planned in yet. Like, to a degree maybe, but
yep. And whether it works or not is the whole purpose of this thing, because like it happened with the barge, it's happened with some other things like Back the Barge and whatever. Like they're letting everybody else do the selling for them. Like, let's get out there. Now, the opposite side of that is the backlash over all the YouTubers and stuff who will come on and just completely bash the price and say it's too much for what the Engine of Vengeance was crushed by that. So it's interesting, like Marvel
to say about that.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I think it was probably overpriced, but that's what they're asking. So it's like, hey, don't buy it. And people didn't. So like, I don't know if all the vitriol helped or not, but like, whatever. But it's interesting that Marvel is doing now the Dragon Man as not a HasLab. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big figure, expensive figure, but not as a HasLab, because I think they've kind of run out of things that they could do.
It's the smart choice, right? I mean, especially the last 3 HasLabs from Marvel Legends were, the Sentinel, Galactus, and Ant-Man, which were like the first...
Giant Man.
Yeah, well, Giant Man. Sorry, I call him Ant-Man, but same guy, just different size. Right. Exactly. But, all 3 of those were like within the first 4 waves of Build-A-Figures by Toy Biz back in the day. So this is like, Marvel Legends now being under Hasbro, they're revisiting it. Well, that's why I said 4, because Fing Fang Foom was in between one of those 3, before they released. So I was kind of hoping we would see a return with Fing Fang Foom at some point, like, especially since, he's a big Fantastic Four baddie, and we know that Fantastic Four movie's coming. I would not mind seeing them do a crowdfund for that, doing a HasLab.
Also Iron Man.
Make him huge. He was big Iron Man baddie too. The original toy, I think, was released in the Iron Man line. He wasn't released in the Fantastic Four line.
The first Toy Biz one. Yeah.
I mean, I saw the Engine of Vengeance in person. Like, I thought it was overpriced too. I saw it in person.
Yeah.
New York Comic Con. It was really nice. With all the figures, I think it was definitely a good price for it. You know what I mean? But the idea that you weren't going to get everything was the reason that I don't think everybody, got on board. And part of the hate campaign was part of that. It never really got any traction because people said, well, it's overpriced. But now you look at, like, what is Odd Frog? Is it Odd Frog or what is it, 12?
The Bandito? Odd Frog's doing the Bandito.
Those
Ace
are like
doing Ramen Razor.
I mean, what's his name's Voliverse's thing was $250 or something like that, or whatever. No, I know, and I've seen reviews of it, and it's like he was the one that kept saying, like, I'm gonna get in trouble now again, but like he was the one that's saying like he could make a better car than that. They were complaining about that a lot, the Engine of Vengeance, and like you did, but it's still kind of the same price and it's not as good. You know what I mean? Like, it had lights, and like it was lit up inside the Engine of Vengeance, and like it was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, expensive.
It definitely had some cool features. And
but it was what? It was $350 though. Like,
it was $350. Yeah.
That's still a pretty high price point.
But that again, they price it out if you're going to get all the figures.
Correct.
It's a good deal.
For those
which is what they're pricing out the $350 to be. Like, if everybody, all these things are. But they weren't, and everybody's like, well, if they're not going to be, it's not really worth $350. You know what I mean? So,
here's my thing on this. Like, I feel like some of this is just people being whiny bitches, because, like, I'm not a Star Wars guy. Like, I love the movies and stuff, but I've never been a Star Wars toy collector. Okay, but I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of these people buying these HasLabs. I'm a huge Silverhawks fan, which did exist no matter what Trevor says. If they were to, let's say, make a Mirage, which is the vehicle that the Silverhawks used, right? And it would be pretty massive because you'd have to fit, 5 full-size, 6-inch figures in there.
Yeah.
I would be excited because it'd be like, oh man, I really have wanted this, and this is something that I'm looking forward. I wouldn't give a shit what things that they're throwing in with it. Like, that's the ticket. That's the thing that I want. So I would be excited about it. Now, if they throw in extra stuff, hey, that's great. but I don't give a shit if they sell enough because other people are interested that now all of a sudden we get this, that, and the other. That's like icing on the cake. But the thing that I want is the fucking vehicle. And sometimes I think people lose sight of, hey, here's something that you've wanted for a long time, and you're going to not buy it because you didn't hit a certain stretch goal or you didn't get this extra thing that you wanted, or maybe the stretch goal that they hit didn't have as cool a thing as you thought it should have.
Yeah.
You don't normally see it that way, though. Like, right? Like, you don't normally... There are instances where because something is not hitting a certain stretch goal or it's not pacing to hit, you will see them go down, right? Like Engine of Vengeance, leading up until midnight, because people wanted to get the Robbie Reyes figure with it, and that was an early bird backer. So, like, it had to get a certain level by midnight.
Which, that's stupid.
Then they were like... All right, if it doesn't hit that, then you lose out on this.
That was the big mistake.
Oh, it was, because...
But then they added it back in later, which seemed to piss people off even more.
It did. It totally made people more angry after they added it
they
back.
dropped the ball on that.
You watched it as it got to midnight and it didn't hit that. It backed off like 300, 400 backers almost immediately. But that is a rare instance of that, because normally the people backing it from the start, they are the big passions, right? And then you've got people who sit on the fence and they go, well, if it hits this tier, right? Like, I know a lot of people were kind of waiting until the Cantina set got closer to the Tonica sisters before they backed it, because they really wanted those figures. Yeah, totally understand, Trevor. We never had them before, and they were amazing to finally do it. So you did. You had people who were waiting.
Like, I wonder how many people didn't back the Rancor that afterwards were like, you know what, I should have fucking backed it because now I don't have it because I think there are an idiot.
People like that, but I think the people who will, it was, if they had timed that with Boba Fett, it would have been great.
That would have been the best part. Like, you gotta.
It would have went through if they would have waited just, what was it, like 2 weeks?
Right. Yeah. And especially if they included like a little, like, you know, chain setup.
Correct.
Well, they did a Rancor with a saddle for Force Unleashed, so it's not unheard of, right?
And
like the Rancor Master.
I've got that Rancor downstairs actually still. That's
dope.
a big boy. That is a big boy. I should get him up here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess back to Curtis's point. Like, I think there's a core group of people. Like you say, here's a $300 toy that for your Silverhawks didn't exist, but whatever. There's going to be a core group of people who's like, I want that, like you. No matter what, I'm buying it. And then there's people who are like, well, I like Silverhawks. I have a few. I'm not a completist. I don't know if I have room for it. You know what I mean? And it's the Kickstarter HasLab thing that gets those people off the fence. Like you said, there's people on the fence.
Yep.
It gets them off the fence for other stuff. And it's like, I get that figure that I'm never going to get any other way. Okay, I'll find a way to get it. Maybe I'll sell this to pay for that, like sell one of the figures that I don't want, or whatever. You know what I mean? I think there's not enough core people that will say, $300, boom. And then they just let it go to like, hey, we're going to put this up for sale, and what sells. They can't do that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's too expensive a product to make. So I think they've got to get those fence sitters and other people who are speculators and whatever on board to get this thing and make any money off of it. That's the problem.
Gotcha. Yeah, because if you're a fan, you're in. I mean,
I talk about what.
I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. I'm the guy that's at the grocery store going like, $12 for laundry soap? Like, I'm not going to spend that much. But then, the Horsemen come out with a $300, pre-order for Cosmic Legions, and I'm like, what a bargain. I'm all in.
It was $420.
Yeah.
Well, is that laundry?
Exactly.
Does that laundry detergent give you the kind of pain apps that Mythic Legions is giving you? No, they don't.
It doesn't give me the dopamine that Horseman products do. That's for sure. But it's just,
clothes are overrated.
I think it's just they're clean. They just don't smell as good. Cheap laundry soap is fine.
You're not using your
Breeze is a beautiful thing.
You're not using the right detergent if you're not getting a dopamine hit when you put your clothes on. You gotta go order from Colorado, and
Could I have all of these skeletons if I was buying name brand detergent? I don't think so.
Right. But I mean, you know,
Store brand,
everybody has
baby.
their own, like, what's your justification? You know what I mean? Like, every group of fans is like that. And Curtis is, I'm sure, has his things that he's like, that's ridiculous. That's stupid. I'm not going to spend that much money on a Spirit of Vengeance, but I'll put a loan against my house to get a Silverhawks car or whatever it is. You know?
You know,
Shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
for Curtis, you may very well get your Silverhawks thing because it's in the right company's hands for ballsy, ginormous, crowdfund projects. You know,
Except for the Cobra Mothership.
They dropped the poison in Silverhawks though with that like vac metal fiasco though. It feels like
they killed me with
you know, it would have been better.
Metal ones look fucking badass though.
No, they're awesome. It's just
They're
a lot
bad.
of people are really upset that that's not what they got right off the bat. Regardless of what the truth about it is, people feel the way they feel.
The worst part about it was like if Brian Flynn had just not said we can't do vac metal, it would have come out better.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope Super 7 picks up the Shaq Shazam movie figures. That'd be fantastic too.
That didn't exist.
You know, maybe if
Neither did
starting
Silverhawks,
lineup,
and they're doing it anyway.
if starting lineup did better, we may have been able to make that custom figure. But
So here's
Starting
one
the lineup.
to put out. I think this is good for this.
Don't
particular
sell
group of-
NFTs. That's your
group of fans, right? So the Horsemen do a crowdfund, right? A Kickstarter for that vehicle from Haro Zone.
They said
Yep.
For $500, right? Everybody?
Okay.
I'm gonna.
I
do
think it
some
would be a
really
lot more than
shady
that.
stuff to
Or
get
does
there,
it come
but
with the trainings too?
Yeah,
all three of them for $500.
Yeah, if
Maybe
it
all
was the
three of
whole
them.
thing, I think you're talking probably more like $750 if I had to guess.
Okay, yeah. Let's say 800 then, right?
Yeah.
So are we still all in? Is there a price that it gets to where you go,
I don't know
Nah,
what are
that's
they
not
going to
worth it.
include
To
with
me, that's like I've seen that thing up close, man. If there's anything like that, that's a massive amount of stuff. Like I have no room for that. Like I want one of those cars for $300. I'd pay. You know what I
it. I
mean?
mean,
for
what kind of
something like
stretch
that with
goals
some
are they going to
stuff.
give me? So
That's right. Yeah.
you're gonna get
See,
that.
and there we go.
It's what you want.
Sweet skate
You
back
want-
Gas
skull
can.
as an unlock. Bag of
Like,
bones.
I'll buy
Cardboard
it.
rocks.
Yeah,
I
I'll buy a
really
fucking
wouldn't mind
dragon,
some Four
but if you
Horsemen
don't give me a
patches
Rhaegor
for
2, I ain't buying no
commission.
dragon.
They'll
So.
give you a
Bullshit.
And that dragon's got to come.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I want that dragon to have a saddle and a Rhaegor version 2. Otherwise, I'm out.
Right.
So
It just to show that kind of perspective,
and there's definitely that pricing factor again. Like, Engine of Vengeance, people said it was too expensive. Turn around and his tank, people were all about it.
Yeah.
1/12
Yeah.
scale
It's been
vehicle,
before the hit
electronics.
Yeah.
I didn't even question the $500 for Mondo Battle Cat. I was just like, okay, that's what it is. I definitely got to get that. Like, that's not even. There were no stretch goals. There were no extras. There was no
Doesn't
this and
need
that.
to
It's like, hey,
You
this is
already-
going to be open for 30 days. It's $500. If you want it, here it is. Okay, here's my money.
I actually, going back to your point, Curtis, I actually like the Kickstarter that you have like a month to get in on or whatever and get it up to certain points. Over Hot Toys has started doing this too with limited a window. Like you got to get in a queue. They're sold out within 20 minutes, and that's a $280, $320 figure, right? Like you got to make up your mind. Yes, you've seen it beforehand. You know if you want it, I guess. But there's a lot of that FOMO. Like I better get it just in case.
I mean, what if you're in the hospital that day? What if you got something like you've got to make a decision that day on this thing, and it's like they're paying for the tooling already. Why not just leave the window open?
But here's the
30
thing.
days?
It's fucking working. You know what? My point has been to a lot of these 1/6
You think the
shows.
FOMO nature of it makes more people get it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
There are
Absolutely.
there are figures. I just sold it. Okay, it was Obi-Wan and a Mandalorian, like one of the mall Mandalorian outfits, right? And it was a limited time thing. I sold it. I didn't really make any money on it, but I picked it up. But like that fucking thing would have sat there and would have been discounted in a year. It never would have sold out. No way. It sold out in a half an hour. You know what I mean? It's a brilliant strategy. They're selling figures that people would be marginal about and going, I don't really need that. You know, if I really think about it, I'll put up my card, I'll look at it. Nah. But you got to make a decision right then and there. Do you want it? Do you want to get it? Is it going to be hot? Whatever. So you buy it, and
yeah, the FOMO.
Then you feel sad when you get it.
Get that little bit of buyer's remorse.
I like how Mondo does like a time edition, and then they have a base edition that runs for like a week.
Yeah,
and then you're either all in for that time edition, or you have a week to get the base.
Yep. Yeah, usually the time edition ones are ones that they know people are going to buy less of, and so they're like, hey, we're only going to make whatever 500 of these, so it's open, and you got this much time, like whatever.
It's not a whole month; it's a week.
Yeah, it's like quicker. But yeah, the ones that are longer typically are the ones that your He-Mans, your Skeletors, your big guys and stuff. Or if they're gonna do Scareglow with a fucking massive ass skeleton fucking unicorn that nobody knows what it is for $700.
Scaremare was absolutely beautiful. You shut your mouth. if I had the money, I'd own the shit out of Scaremare.
If I'm gonna buy a 1/6 scale animal, it's not going to be something that you're creating for the first time. I can tell you that.
I would have wanted it. Period. It was gorgeous. And I think the only reason that Funko really got behind that was just because of the fact that they're like, we're going to make a pop figure too. Because like as much as we still consider Mondo their own thing, you got to remember they got to listen to the Funko overlords now. And
listen, the shit that they've put out since Funko bought them out has been phenomenal. Like every single Masters release has been way better than the shit that they did beforehand. So, anybody that was like, Sky is Falling when Funko bought them, Torclair,
well,
no, to a degree,
I get it, and a lot of because a lot of those people left and started that other.
But he talks about
it was all the poster people. So if you were if you were a fan of Mondo because of the posters, whatever, that's not my Mondo. That's not what I give a shit about. I care about the figures.
Well, that was Mondo way before any of those figures. You know what I mean?
So totally understand, but that's not the part that I give a shit about. So you can have your screen printed poster of the Rolling Stones.
Hey! Don't! What are you talking about, man? You don't even Rolling Stones.
Mondo got me by the balls with those damn real Ghostbusters 1/12 figures. Like,
I'm very intrigued by their 1/12 scale.
That is pricey. Talk about pricey. Holy moly, man.
You're talking 1/12, 202 for the 2-pack. But you know what? Kenner never gave me a freaking Boogeyman figure before either.
I mean, it's really not much. It's not really any more than like buying Mezco. Or
no, it's not right. It's really not when you break it down. Pricing.
Yeah, I mean, people were saying the same shit about the 4-pack turtles, and then now you can't find a set for less than like $800.
Yep.
So
no,
if I could go back and fucking smack myself in the head and say, hey, it's $400 for 4 turtles, buy it, you idiot, I definitely would.
You can't go back, but you can do it now for next time.
Yeah.
On the show live.
If you ever have any doubt, just ask me if I'm buying him. If I'm not buying him, buy. If I buy 3, just skip it.
Skip it. It's not going to ever sell for more.
Just buy one of Trevor's.
Completely worthless.
I hope that they put those back out, not as the cartoon ones, but something. Maybe do like a little update or something to them. But
you'll see something, a little something.
Yeah. Those things are so fucking hot, man. I can't imagine that they wouldn't put something back out for it. So
that's kind of
They'll probably do them with the red masks and everything else would be fairly similar. Change some accessories. And
that Casey
just because it's easy.
Too. I want to see Mezco do a shredder now. That's got to be next, right? Don't you think? They did the turtles. They did Casey Jones.
Casey Jones is gorgeous. It's like got to be my favorite Casey Jones figure, and I love all the Casey Jones figures.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Kickstarter.
One of my favorite.
Do you think what do you think going forward? I mean, in terms of Kickstarter for forget like HasLab and Todd McFarlane, but for startup companies, do you think there's a limit coming up? I mean, are we hitting a point of saturation where like how many new lines can you start with Kickstarter and have it work? Because I mean, we've had a lot of stuff lately that people have gotten behind, and you know, Meta Travelers and Foxforge Toys and Odious and Brutal Realm and AWOC got a second. You know, a lot of the stuff is getting funded, and that's great. But like now, those are established to some degree. I don't know, man. I don't know how many more.
I think what you're going to see
got to be something good.
Pull off.
I think a lot
something
of them
different.
are gonna
It's
have
got to be different.
A successful first round, but I don't know that you'll ever see like a second wave from a lot of them. I think that
maybe
one and done.
AWOC, right? AWOC is
did it.
like that kind of thing. Not only did they they did 4 waves, but they managed to do an entire second Kickstarter that was better than their first one.
Yeah.
But a big part of that was because they had established a following with the original Kickstarter.
And lore, because I think lore is like a big thing. Like I think Mythic Legions got in before it was, you know, before the craze, you know what I mean? And I think they had the lore, but I don't think anybody was paying attention. It was just like, hey, knights, cool, orcs, nice. And now it's important to people who are in the line, the lore, and even getting into it and understanding the characters. And if you don't have that, AWOC's done a great job of that. And if you don't have that going forward and you don't hook people with it, you know.
Jason's doing an amazing job getting the lore out there, getting the comic books going too, right? Is like a completely separate entity from those.
Yep.
You know, one of the great things that I love about Mythic Legions is there's enough lore, but they also leave enough open, right? Todd Howard, one of the big guys at Bethesda Games, he's the guy who did a lot of the writing for the Elder Scrolls series, right? He intentionally leaves shit out of the game, out of the story, out of the lores. And that's because it opens it up for your interpretation, which hooks you in even more, right? Because you develop your own headcanon. When you put an entire lore out there, like this is a fully established play world, this is how it is, that's when you start to get like, you know, the really gatekeepery kind of stuff that I just don't like. I like having that openness. That's one of the things that I love about Mythic Legions is there's enough openness that I can interpret my own story.
Oh yeah. But there is something there to hang on to and to get into, because it's the reverse of what we grew up with, which was, hey, here's a cartoon. Don't you want the toy now? Yeah. You know, now he'll say, here's a toy. Don't you want to know what it's all about? Yeah, I do. You know what I mean? Like, that's why the Rumble Society from Mezco, like, I started getting those things, and I'm like, I don't see any connectivity here. I know they put out some comic books that were like,
there wasn't really,
and I'm just like, I don't know how these relate really. Like, I don't know what I'm doing with these things, and it doesn't really interest me anymore.
Do you still have all of them?
I'm getting rid of a lot of the guys stuff, and like I'm keeping like a few of the ones that I really like just on their own. But like there as a group, I don't feel the need to have all the ones that come out now. They're just all over the place.
Yeah,
it's just, you know, shoving like some character idea into Rumble Society, and it doesn't really have any thread to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I need to keep that same mentality.
One of the things that has, and this is kind of a little bit off subject, but just with the Kickstarters, the thing that's frustrated me a bit is when some of these new folks coming in, they're doing their first one or whatever, like towards the end of the campaign, they'll start like throwing up new figures that they don't even have figures for. Like they just like throw up like a drawing or something, like a stick figure, and they're like, oh, this is what this is going to look like. It's like I don't, you know, I don't know. Like, make the figure, like make a prototype and show me that, and then I'll decide if I want to buy it. But like throwing up the drawings and digital renders and shit like that, like
I think the big
it's hard
stuff
for
though
me to envision what that's actually going to look like as a figure if you don't at least show me a prototype.
Yeah, and that's going to preclude people from like trying to push it towards that thing, which is their problem. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's our problem. I know Foxforge did that with one of their figures, and I think
Jason
Meta
did a
Travelers
lot
might
of
have had Jason did that, and Brutal Realm just did it with. But they added stuff on because they didn't have any other place to go, which was great for them. Like we busted through the figures that we actually had drawings and renderings for, and here's some with the AI pictures of like animals, because we're gonna do those.
With the Brutal Realm, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna spend like $200, right? And so I had that out there and stuff. And then they put out like these drawings and stuff towards the end, and some of these like animal people and stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't know what those are gonna fucking look like. So I took all my money out of the Kickstarter, and I'm like, I'll wait for these to show up, and I'll wait to see them in person, see what they look like, and then I'll buy them afterward.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's a guarantee. Like, any of these things you go into, like, you see, I mean, those guys did have, like, prototypes that they showed off a lot on all these shows and, like, you know, move them around, and they sent them out to D Amazing to play with and a couple other reviewers. So, like, you got to see how they moved at least. Yeah, the furry ones, no, they didn't have a prototype with the ones with the fur on it and stuff.
Well, yeah,
but
like,
if you're generally happy with what you've seen D Amazing move around or something, like, yeah, you're still taking a chance. You get the thing in hand and it falls the fuck apart. You know what I mean? But like, that's Kickstarter. You know what I mean? So yeah,
at least they got
your approach is perfectly,
and they're going to make it
right.
Like, that one army Kickstarter, that Cryptic Toys, I think it was.
Oh yeah, that ripped everybody off. Was that it?
I was one of them.
Invincible Toys.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Something like that.
Invincible Toys.
I gotta check the Kickstarter thing on my thing again. I send them a message every once in a while.
For me, I kind of had it in my mind, okay, I'm going to spend $200. And then as it gets close, they show these, like each thing that they showed, I liked better than the shit before. And so then I'm like, but I don't know what it's actually going to look like when it's a figure. So then I pulled all my money out, but then I'm like, I still expect to spend $200 on these things, but I'm going to wait till I see them at this point. Because I just...
Well, the thing with those last pieces where they did the AI for the animals, I mean, they had the Thundercats dude as a render, as a drawing, so you kind of understood what that was going to look like. The other ones were just AI, like, here's something we think about, which I totally understand your point, but I'm hoping before, like, the backer kit comes out, because you can back those figures, that they have something, some sort of render, like 3D render or something.
Your backer
but
kit,
you could...
if they're going to have the stuff done by the time you fill out the backer kit. So I'm like,
what do you mean, rendered, or like
if they're going to actually have like prototypes of those figures before you have to fill out your backer kit and select which figures you're getting?
Yeah.
You know
I mean, I know they have the 3D prototype for the fur body. It's the same body. It just has fur on it and a couple of different things. Yeah. So, I mean, it's the same body, basically. So I
Didn't the Horseman kind of talk about that, though? About, you know, when a Kickstarter is more successful than you're expecting it to be, and then you're scrambling to put together figures. Wasn't a lot of the first Kickstarter just like, hey, what if we take this head and put it on this
they
body
did the same thing, too. Yeah, they did the same thing, I believe. I wasn't around for it, but I remember.
Right? Yeah. They didn't show, like, renders, though. They showed actual
but I'm just saying that I don't think they were prepared for the success that they had, you know, which is
I get that.
You know, I get that you don't want to over like, oh, I had all these ideas and you know, we didn't even get close to them. Like, I get that, but
they're also coming from and I'm trying to think back of who. I mean, Meta Travelers, Foxforge, Odious, Brutal Realms, none of the guys who own the companies really are the sculptors. You know what I mean? So, like, Four Horsemen were creators. They knew what they were doing and had some, you know, they could print things out or have somebody that they knew in the industry do it for them. So, like, you could save a little money there, probably, you know. What's that, Jeff?
Spiro could print out their own
stuff. Yeah, Spiro is one. Yes, exactly. Yeah, they could do that stuff, too,
Yeah, I mean, like, I know Matt Rodriguez, he was working through Four Horsemen, and the initial ones that he showed during the Kickstarter were, like, 3D printed and stuff. But at least it's something to look at. At least it's like an actual toy. It's not just a fucking drawing. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Brutal Realms did that. I think, you know, Meta Travelers did that. I shot those figures, the prototypes. I shot for Foxforge. So they had them all. Everybody had, like, 3D, fully printed, articulated sort of figures. So I mean, they're there,
just not for some of the ones towards the end. So
because I knew that it was funded, like, at the end.
You know, I've heard you say a million times, like, it doesn't hurt to go and fund it early, because that's going to help it get to where it needs to go and stuff. And you can always change it later. And so that's what, once I knew it was going to hit, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to pull out my money and I'm going to wait and buy it from Big Bad Toy Store or whatever. So,
yeah. Or, I mean, if you're unsure, but you're interested, and I'm not talking about you necessarily, but anybody, like, put $1 down. Like, if you lose the $1, you gave the $1 to the fund, but with the $1, you can get into the backer kit. And like, at that point, if they've got their shit together, you can go like, ooh, this looks good. Yeah, I'm going to get this one. I've got to, but if they don't, I know people have gotten burned. I mean, I don't think a lot of these guys who are in this community would do that, but it's happened. So who knows?
Yeah. There was another one that I backed last year that I can't, the ones that did, they were almost like Battle Beast, but
I did. I backed that one too. I did 2 of them. And I backed the little ones.
What was that one called?
The Beast. Something Beast.
Yes.
Yeah,
because
then they also had, like, if you bought it, then you could get the little versions, like that actually look like Battle Beast, and those, like, I would have preferred just to buy those. Like,
is that the Morphonauts that did that?
Is that what they were called?
Yeah.
Morphonauts was the company or brand.
Yeah, it's Combat Creatures. Thanos put it down in there. Yeah. And honestly, he's still doing a lot of work too. Like, those are really, really cool. I liked a lot of everything he was showing off. Got a chance to talk to him.
I just saw his Instagram today. He made an alien.
Yep.
A xenomorph.
Oh, he's made a lot of different stuff. Most of that stuff that he does like that, those are customs that he just makes. They're one-offs for people. It's not like a whole line.
No,
he puts Combat Creatures is like a whole line that he's doing.
Yeah.
That's one. Well, it was only 4 figures, but that's one I'm really excited for. It says estimated delivery July 24. I don't think they're gonna make that. So, considering we're September 24, so, but yeah.
And then
Cyberzoic is. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, I was just going to say there's that problem that I run into a lot too when these Kickstarters are up, and it's like cool stuff that's unproven, and then I'm like, or I could buy a bunch more Mythic Legions for customs.
That is
true. And that has stopped me from backing a lot of Kickstarters, not because the stuff doesn't look cool, but I already know I'm getting stuff that I like, and I someday going to get back to customizing and do some cool customs, and I might enjoy that a little bit more than.
That's a good policy because, I look at stuff and go, ooh, that might be the next thing that I really like. You know what I mean? But like, I know I like these things. Why don't I just get those? Like the Cyberzoic figures from
Create a Beast.
Man. That was a lot of render stuff. I mean, there was a few pictures of like physical toys, we think, but like, man,
the one thing they had going for them at least was the fact that they'd already done Beasts of the Mesozoic before Cyberzoic, so it wasn't like too far of a stretch that they were like, all right, we're gonna put some gear on our dinosaurs that we're making already.
But 1/18 figures, human figures, they'd never done those before.
No, that was all new.
But I trust them to do a good job, so I can't wait for those, man. I got so much. I don't know where the hell those are going. Good lord!
But didn't they come from the toy industry also? Like they
originally, yes.
The one guy David, definitely did. I know.
The one guy was from NECA.
I don't think Chris did though. I'm not sure. Chris Chaotic.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know Brian Silva. I think that's his name. But one of the guys.
Yeah,
he was in NECA before. I met him when I went to NECA a couple years ago. I stopped by.
Is it David?
I think so.
David Silva,
David Silva,
Yep.
What time is it? It's about 11.
All right. I think the only thing left on the menu here is a lightning round.
Hey, just real quick, I want to pop one more wish list thing from my own personal wish list of if the Horsemen were to do a crowdfund, I'd love, a long time ago, Cornboy did an interview where he talked about a sectional castle where they would just manufacture these pieces that you could just snap together and build your own castle. I would sell one of my children to freaking crowdfund that. Like, no joke, man. Or multiple. I mean, they're not doing anything for me right now.
Joke doesn't mean that it's all joke. It's YouTube,
jokes. I'm
Joe.
joking.
You can't say that.
I think the thing you got to realize though is that over the years, Corn Boy has said a lot of shit.
No,
And
I
I
totally
kind of
get
imagine
that.
that every time he does, that the rest of the studio kind of cringes, like, "Oh, you probably shouldn't have said that." Like, everybody's gonna want that now. So,
the only other thing I'd say on Kickstarter is, as the post went up today in the Cabal, communicate with your audience and let them know whatever's going on. I mean, I'm on that skull. What is the? Jeez, I can't remember.
Robo Skull.
Robo Skull.
Oh yeah,
and that's been 3 years almost, man. Like 3 years. I mean, they update things, but I don't know if they're really telling me enough. You know, it's like the Mezco 89 Batman. It's just tell me if there's problems. Like we're working on fixing. I don't care if it takes me longer. I just want to know why. Why?
Well, you saw the IshCon, right? On Ish table, he had that.
What's up?
The Robo Skull.
The Robo Skull.
Oh, the Robo Skull looks great. Yeah. I knew it was going to be good. I know those guys, and they're cool, and they felt bad that it's taken so long, but it happens. You know what I mean?
I mean, to your point, like that combat creatures. Until we had this conversation, I had forgot that I even backed them because they have not sent me one. I've not gotten one thing.
Yeah, same.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah,
it was supposed to deliver 2 months ago, and
I got the file too. They were supposed to send the file over for the small one so you could print them out.
Yeah. And people were talking about the game. You know, I'm looking forward to the game, but like it's like they do need to say like what's up. You know what I mean? Because like there was supposed to be an alpha and a beta out by now, and like just tell us. Like we know it takes a long time, we get it, but like you got
especially since the Horsemen are so transparent, you know, and then having it
to
them and not you know we as fans are used to them giving us constant updates on everything, and then it's just like
it seems
and
like
it's not them, but like that you'd kind of hope that.
But that's the fan base. Like we're used to that, you know.
The most frustrated because I'm a Horseman cuck, and you know I love those guys, but the most frustrated I've ever been is with those fucking game figures because it was like it took like 3 years, and then when you would like they wouldn't send shit, and then you would ask about it like through like Jeremy or whoever, and they would say, well, we have nothing to do with that, we don't know. But when it was going on, when the Kickstarter was going, Jeremy was pumping that fucking thing out. Like he was like, hey, you know, this is, you know, you know the quality you're gonna get, it's mythically, you know. But then when it's not being delivered, then it's like, oh, hands off, like, oh, that's not us. Well,
yeah, in defense, like I think
they're not answering, and you're the one that fucking made us buy it. You're the enabler. Get us some answers.
Well, they're the brand. I get that, but like, I think this, you know, it was a test. The company said that they had a company in line. I think this was the story, like to do the distribution, and then somehow they went out of business. I think something in the middle of that. So shit was being delivered. So it was a mess, and I get it, but. I mean, you know, stuff happens.
The other thing that frustrated me was like because they had the two different Kickstarters, right? They had the first one, and then like
that was confusing as hell,
right? Because it's like so if you backed them in the first one and you ordered all these orcs and all this kind of shit, you got the extra head and stuff, but you know, you got your order in, and then like 6 months later they do another one. Well, the people that put their order in first didn't mean that they got those figures first, and they didn't start making those figures. They waited until the second Kickstarter before they started making anything. So you could have just waited to the second one. Yeah, you lose the extra head, but like there's no benefit.
Well, that was the incentive, but I mean, if it's enough of an incentive for you,
they would have started like producing those figures before the second kick, whatever. Anyway,
well, it could have been like an early. It could have been on Kickstarter.
The game, though.
Yeah, I think the reason they did that is because, again, Kickstarter has a fee, and from what I've heard, it's a pretty significant fee,
sizable chunk.
Yeah. So you do that on your own, get the money that you really need, and then yes, a wider audience is going to get you more on Kickstarter, but you're not going to make as much money. So
what I will
think
say,
they tried to do it to the group.
Those game figures are fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, as soon as I got them in hand, all that frustration went away.
Same. They were. I was pretty much livid at how long it was taking and the lack of communication, everything. And then as soon as I got like, especially the orcs, man does.
Yeah, the
like,
orcs
okay,
are
I'm
the
good.
gems of that.
I'm good.
Yeah,
I gotta
I've
tell you,
never
I've
been
had
livid about
love
toys,
my orcs.
but those figures were freaking awesome.
They're so good.
I-
If you can,
I've-
I mean, the horsemen. I don't think they can sell them, right? Because they were,
Mm-mm.
but
No,
retailers
no.
have them. Like they
Yep.
still have them at certain retailers. And
Yeah,
stuff.
Big Bad Toy
And you
Store
can find
store
them at
bought a
cons
bunch of
and
them.
stuff. If you don't have one of those game figures, I highly recommend them. There's so
I'm
many
not gonna
parts in
lie.
it to mix and match.
I-
it is, it's
man,
awesome.
I got a lot of those.
Quick plug, I got them on eBay for a fairly decent price. I mean, they're, it's eBay price because you got to make up for all the costs and stuff, but nobody wants them,
Yeah.
man. I don't know. It's
Dude,
weird.
eBay
I think people are sleeping on those things. They're excellent figures.
Yeah,
man. They're
same.
I was
really
gonna
good.
say I may check
like
out
the
your
deluxe
eBay
Legion
for the
builders
orc.
before there were deluxe Legion builders.
Oh, just talk to me, Alice.
Yeah. Yep. Because I got one. Terrence helped me out get one of the Orc Legion builders when he was at.
And if you need more,
Joe
let me
Fest,
know.
maybe?
I like the elves a lot. I think the elves are fantastic. I mean, this
the elves are
is,
nice, though.
basically one of the elves right there. I mean,
Yeah.
with some
Yeah.
soft goods and
Oh,
stuff.
man.
It's
Kevin
great,
here
man.
says the female orc is a set of legs away from 2 full figures. That's 100%. It's
I bought just a bunch of sets of legs off of eBay
nice.
to make them 2 full figures.
That's what Joe told me to do too. Go buy another set of legs or two off
Just a set of
eBay.
legs, man.
That's
And
really
you know
all
what
I
I
need.
don't think gets enough love is the Attila Gorgo 2-pack. Like that thing's phenomenal.
That is
Yeah.
a
You, like,
stunning
you
set.
don't
Parts,
Attila's
all the
amazing.
parts from
Those
those
two?
things is crazy.
dude, they're so good, and like you
Yep.
hear nothing, and you don't really see a whole lot with them. You don't see a lot of customs with them.
Everybody
But-
uses the Attila.
Well, that's because they're so good themselves. Like you don't want to customize them.
Yeah.
Well, and
No,
a lot
they're
of them
great.
went out with the Horseman signatures on them, so people aren't opening those.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You know,
I couldn't wait, so I opened that one and played with the figures. And then when I got the second one that I ordered, I took it, just took the
swapped
figures
it
and
out.
stuck them in that box.
I
you
think
guys
I
heard
got
here
like
first. Do not
12 of
buy a
those
signed
things.
box from Joe. He's replaced the figures.
I don't sell my figures, you know that.
I know.
What did I
Really?
say? When I buy Mythic Legions, when I get them, the first thing I do is rub them on my dog, and then I blow cigarette smoke on them, so nobody will ever want them.
And yet I've still got
Good one.
in my collection.
Yeah,
Damn, no wonder this room smells like cigarettes.
absolutely, man.
That damn gold skeleton is
There were a
smoking.
few hairs on that Etheron. I do have to say.
It was
Yeah.
funny because
Well,
we did.
you know,
we had
it's
one
to
of-
prevent people from wanting them. But if you ask, if you don't mind dog hair,
Right? Like it's still gonna get it.
we had one of Joe's pictures from his Instagram as a shelf selection, and we were like commenting about like the some of the fog that he used in there, and he literally just blew smoke from his cigarette as he was taking a picture.
Yep.
But it,
It
looked
turned out
phenomenal,
so
man.
good.
It looked great.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm my own fog machine.
yeah. Who needs these fancy fog machines like Trevor?
They're all going to have a
You
nice
blow cigarette on
patina
them.
in about 10 years. It'll be nice.
Oh shit!
Uh,
All right,
80s.
I don't
80s
need dry
doesn't
brushing.
all right. Here we go. Lightning round. I got 4 of them here. We will start. We'll start with Oz and work our way around. So Oz, Trevor, and so on and so forth. Your go-to pizza toppings.
Sausage, pepperoni, onions.
Okay. Trevor.
Sausage and Mike's hot honey.
Mike's hot honey.
Fucking
heard of
great. It's
Okay.
fucking great.
I'll have to remember that.
Is that a regional thing?
No, I think you
Date
can
night.
get it everywhere. You can get it everywhere, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of date night too. If you're, put something over the sheets because it gets sticky.
Ooh.
But no, it's delicious, man. You get any hot honey, but Mike's is particularly good.
I don't know that I've. Okay. Awesome.
Especially with pepperoni. Like you can put it on regular pizza and it's fine. It's still good, but like with the pepperoni and the spice,
That sounds
Okay.
good.
so good.
Jeff.
I always go for a meat lover,
right
so that's pepperoni, sausage, salami, ham, bacon.
It's everything. It's
All
a
the-
sausage fest.
Oh, meats.
Not even a pizza anymore. That's just meat.
All right, Joe, hit me.
Pepperoni and jalapenos.
Mm.
my
That's
go-to.
another classic. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Greg.
Sausage, fresh garlic, well done.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well done.
First of all, I just want to say thanks that nobody said pineapple because I would have kicked
Same.
you off the show.
I like pineapple on pizza.
I enjoy
Curtis.
pineapple.
Curtis,
Yeah.
Curtis, pick him.
Yeah. I do.
You guys
like
live too far east. Yeah.
I do like a good cheese pizza, especially in New Jersey cheese pizza. But my go-to is usually pepperoni mushroom. That's my.
See, my thing is, if it's a new place, I always just get the regular plain pie, well done. If
Yeah.
it's a place that I've been to before and I know the pizza, then I get my sausage, fresh garlic. But overall, it's nothing like a cheese pizza well done that touches your soul.
Well, that's gonna test the waters too, right?
Yes.
Because like if you can get that
That's the
pizza
foundation.
and it sucks, you don't need to try anything else on their menu. It's gonna suck.
Well, to me, toppings are you put more toppings on suckier pizza, so you don't really taste the pizza at that point. You know, cheese and sauce, just regular plain pie. You actually get to taste how the pizza is really tasting.
You're gonna
like.
taste
Do like a good.
dough, you're gonna taste the sauce. You're gonna taste the cheese.
Yeah.
And if those components aren't good, the rest of the pie is gonna suck no matter what you put on it.
Correct.
I like a good vodka slice too. Vodka's good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Vodka
What?
sauce.
Now?
Vodka sauce.
Vodka.
Oh yeah.
That's another one I haven't heard of. Okay.
It's very good.
Oh, so good. So
All right.
good.
Next one, we'll start with Greg. Work our way back the other way. Greg, you buy a new set of shoes. You going for style or comfort?
Oh man, I guess it depends what the occasion is.
You go to the shoe store today. You go to buy a set of shoes. Which one you going?
If it's for work, it's for comfort. If it's for a party, it's style.
That's cheating. You gotta pick one, man.
I can't. It all depends. I'm a sneaker guy too, so it all depends. If I'm going to play basketball, I'm going for comfort. If I'm going to go out and hang out, it's for style. So it depends what the shoe's for.
All right, Greg cheated. Joe, style or comfort?
Comfort. I have no style. like I literally give zero shits about what anybody thinks of me.
Joe's at the age
100%
where it's
comfort.
like you just totally gave up on style. You just,
Man, I'll wear women's slippers if
Just
my feet don't
Skechers.
hurt.
You're
Like
good.
I don't give. Yeah, not at all.
All right, Jeff, what are you going?
Comfort.
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 Jesus.
Trevor.
God, I'm the oldest one here. Style, man. You go for style. Comfort will come with the style. You pay enough.
How it
you
falls
know.
apart.
If you're paying for style, you're gonna get a good shoe.
See, that's that same thing that I said before, though. Like, I'm not spending $100 on a pair of shoes because I need that next Horseman Kickstarter. Screw that.
All right.
Oz, which
It's
one you
hard for
going?
me to find shoes for $100.
You get the right pair of boots, they're gonna be comfortable and stylish, so it doesn't matter.
Boots.
All right. To me, style is like the icing on the cake, but the cake is comfort, man. Like that's, I was always told there's two things that you spend money on, and that's a comfortable bed and comfortable shoes.
Comfortable bed, yes.
Yeah, if
Comfortable
you
bed,
spend money on a
Shoes
comfortable
gotta
bed and
look
comfortable
good,
shoes,
man.
your life's just going to be a lot better.
Shoes got to look good, unless you go to a con and you wear, sneakers that people make fun of because even though they're expensive sneakers, man.
What color?
Well, I
Very
got a
comfortable.
story for
Just
that
gray.
too, though,
Just
because
gray.
I work at a mine and
What,
I have to
Skechers?
have steel-toed shoes.
Oh, we're gonna see
right?
Greg shoe.
Yeah.
And when I was young, I always said pain is cheap. Like I didn't care if my feet hurt.
Florida
just as
Steel.
long as I
Jesus,
wasn't
dude.
Oh
spinning too
boy,
much.
look at this!
Good Lord.
And you guys thought his toy room was impressive.
I got some comfort and some style here too.
That looks like all style, Greg.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of style.
It just goes back to what Trevor was saying.
Yeah.
Well, it depends because I got comfort kicks for hiking. I got comfort kicks for work. I got comfort kicks for the studio.
You know what works great for hiking and work?
Boots.
Boots.
All right.
I don't know. After I go to my work, I don't feel like hiking. Tell you what.
Starting with Oz again.
I got some
working our way
Nike
around.
boots last year. Really comfortable. Really good stuff. And stylish.
Good set of boots, man. I'm telling you.
Starting with Oz, working our way around again. Last two questions. First one, most beautiful place you've ever visited.
Ooh.
Okay.
Montana.
Okay. Just
It's
anything
gorgeous.
special? Gotcha.
Just the scenery, man. Like everywhere you look, it's gorgeous.
All right, Trevor.
I mean, I've been to Venice. It was gorgeous. But for me, Scottish Highlands, man, just like, I don't know. I think it's something about it. It's not even like, it's beautiful. It's not like Rome, Venice, Italy beautiful in that respect. But I love it up there, man. It's so peaceful. Just want to put a kilt on and run through the fields,
got
man.
like a different class level than us. Like,
Maybe a little bit.
Well, no. Listen, Rome was on my honeymoon 24 years ago. Okay, I have nowhere else since. Okay,
I've been to like 4 states and 1 other country, and it was Mexico.
He's talking Scottish Highlands and Venice.
Look. I mean, I've been to
a
the
long time ago,
Venetian.
man.
Does that count?
Sure.
I took their little gondola ride.
All right, Jeff.
So I'm not going to pick my honeymoon that I went on last year, but when I was in the Air Force, I got to go a lot of different places, and I think the most memorable one was Alaska.
Okay.
I want to go to Alaska. Yeah.
We took a helicopter. Military
What time of year?
helicopter. It was spring.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a really nice time too.
So military helicopter, we flew over the glaciers.
And,
we were up partying when we were off work until like 5 a.m. because it was still sun out. There was there was no night.
Yeah, there's no night. Yeah.
Only
All right, Joe. Which one of the 4 states is it?
It's not. I'm in the most beautiful place right now. I'm looking at my 4 Horsemen collection. Right? I got all my Gothotropolis birds with wings.
Is the studio paying?
Regions collection complete.
Smells like Newport Lights. It's great. It's
well, they're camels, but they are menthol.
They are camels.
Seventh Kingdom. Like I'm in my happy place right now.
That's nice.
Nothing makes me happier than looking at this toy collection right here.
Right.
So
that is true.
to me, I'm sure it's no Scottish Highland, but
I haven't been there, Joe. It may be. It may be.
Okay, I'm gonna say Joe cheated, and then go to Greg. Greg
cheated.
Yeah.
Besides,
there was no parameters.
He went for sentiment.
Yeah. Besides my figure room, Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Puerto Rico is a beautiful island. That whole island, you could take a drive in one day, from morning to nighttime. You can drive around that whole entire island, and every part of it is gorgeous. And then when you go in the middle of it through the mountains, it's even more beautiful.
Yeah.
So Curtis said I cheated, and I will say that anywhere on the California coast is amazing. Like, pick a spot all the way north to all the way south. Like the California coast is amazing.
Yeah.
That's I'm actually going with Northern California for me. Like went to visit kids up there, and like it's just so nice, and like the mountains and the trees and man, I could just breathe. I'm from Missouri, and it's humid as fuck here, and it when the kids come to visit from California, they say it's like breathing soup. And like you go out there and it's just like the air is just so nice. Like, it's
not right now because everything's on fire.
Yeah, not when it's on fire. But
occasionally when it's on fire,
when it's not burning. Then
when I went to British Columbia, and it was the same way up there in British Columbia.
Oh yeah,
beautiful. It was so fresh, and I came back to Jersey and I couldn't even breathe.
Yeah.
Oregon's beautiful too.
Plane,
Yeah, Blake
like,
is saying
what the fuck
Oregon.
is this shit?
Yep.
Yeah, Oregon. Yeah.
The Pacific Northwest.
I still prefer my
favorite
toys
city.
though.
Gorgeous.
Number one.
I think we would all
Toy
prefer our toys if we had to take it. So
yeah.
All right, last one. Starting with Greg, working our way around. You have the chance to be immortal. Stay the same age that you're at now. Do you take it? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
I've wanted to live forever.
All right. Joe, Sam?
No way.
Yeah.
And if you want a reason, and this is I don't know, sorry, this is something I've actually had discussions about, but death is the only thing in life that's fair, right? Rich, poor, beautiful, ugly, everybody ends up in the ground, right? It's just the only thing that's right in the whole cosmos is that we all die. I'm not going to be the one that fucks that up. So
I don't mind.
Put me in the ground.
Now that you said that, I feel like maybe I will do that because I screw everything up.
Yeah, that's.
I forget. There was a movie. It was like a vampire movie or show, I think it was. But there was two vampires in a bar, and they were talking about immortality, and like if they had a chance, they wouldn't do it. And he was like, "Well, I bet you if I can get somebody after 100 years, they're not going to want to be alive. They're going to want me to take him out." And it was like a whole thing. He turned somebody, and every 100 years they met at the same pub.
That was Sandman. That's Sandman.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, that was in the books. Yep, it was a great story.
That was awesome. That was awesome. But it was like 100 year. The guy was like running in, like, "Oh shit, they're chasing me." 100 year, he's like rich. It was a great. It was a great concept of that. But I still want.
Yeah, that was cool.
I still want to be immortal.
Jeff?
No, not at this age. If I was in my 20s, definitely. Because I grew up loving Highlander, and you know, him going through all the centuries and experiencing all that. And
so you'd also be cutting people's heads off.
Oh
yeah,
I would.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only one. There can only be one.
I'm terrible with money too. I'd be 500 years old and still broke. You know,
you'd still be working in the mine, having some stupid supervisor tell you what to do. You got to work overtime.
500 years of back
Damn it!
pain.
I can't die in this mine.
We can't get rid of this guy. He's been here forever.
I'd be so grouchy.
Still working like 30 hours of overtime a week. But I'm 1,000 years
his
old.
Mythic Legion collection would be insane after 100 years.
That's true.
Oh man, it would be pretty dope. But it's still though, like that's accurate. All the work, you know, it'd be like you think people don't want to work nowadays. Wait till 1,000 years from now.
All right, Trevor.
Well, I would love to quote Queen and say, "Who wants to live forever?" And like, yeah, the Highlander. Like, would I have to look out over my shoulder the entire time, or I'm the only one? If I'm the only one, going back to that Sandman story, it's kind of sad. Like, you think about it. Like, you marry somebody, they die. You marry somebody again, you get to have some friends, they die. They're gone.
Everybody
You're still
dies.
around. You got to reinvent your life every 80 years or so, and. But I still do it because I just want to see what happens. I want to see what happens, man. I love seeing what happens. That's my downfall. I like to see what happens. I want to see what happens.
At your current age.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
Everything
I would
still
love.
works.
Yeah, I'm. It's fine. Yeah, it's good. Everything's good.
Nope.
Everything's working.
Nope.
Any reason?
I could not live in a world past my son passing away. That wouldn't work for me. No.
That is hard. Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to do it.
I got no kids. I'm all right.
Outlive your kids. Yeah.
Nope. Couldn't do it.
Probably by that time, I'd have a whole generation in a fucking old town.
I think you'd get used to it, though. You know what I mean? It's never going to be easy. It's always going to be hard and sad. But I think if you know it's coming, or maybe you just pray for death at that point. I'm not sure. I'm not really
maybe
sure.
after 200 years, you'll get used to it.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while.
See, the way I look at it is that I could always make more kids.
I like my son.
But
any of your kids home hearing this right now?
But there's only one Darla, so I would say no.
All right. See, like,
yeah.
See, and I'm a little
good.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that that's what Curtis chose because he likes to complain so much. I'd love like 200 years from now hearing Curtis being like, "Damn robots taking all our jobs," you know. Like,
right?
You can bitch about that now.
Still ranting on OffWorld, you know.
Right,
fellas. You know what? I got to get up out of here.
Nothing decent to watch on the hologram, man.
Well, it's
like
good
Andor
timing, right?
repeats.
That is the end of the show. Do you want to just shout out anybody who got anything going on? Greg, you say you're going to be at Retro on Sunday. Is that right?
Yes. Yep. I'll be at Retro on Sunday.
So check out
Catch
Greg
everybody
there. Anything else you got coming up that people should know about?
No, just whenever I pop in here, 2.0 show.
All right, and then obviously we'll see you at Legion's Con, right? You'll be
Yes, you will.
busy. Yep.
Yes, you will.
Awesome. Oz, tomorrow night?
As always, Saturday Night Clubhouse over on my channel.
Sweet.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Trevor, what you got going on this week?
Gonna be retro tomorrow, I think.
Come Sunday. Come on.
I know I want to come Sunday, but Sunday's gonna be nice here, and like I gotta spend some time.
It's gonna be nice there too.
Yeah, I know. But,
Inside.
you know.
Spend that time on Saturday.
My wife's
when it
got a whole
rains.
plan to work tomorrow, so like, and then it's gonna be because it's gonna rain here, so it's gonna be nice Sunday, so I can't like, hey, I'm going to a con again. I've been to a lot of cons this year, and then Sunday the 1 6-pack, and then a week from Monday another Legion's Lounge.
What the 1 6-pack, is that weekly, monthly? How often do you do those?
Yes.
Okay.
Every 6 months.
I would say it's more random at this point. So
Okay.
like it's just we did Friday nights, but it was kind of like that got to be a point of contention with a few of our significant others as well.
What time is
I think
it?
we're doing Sunday afternoons. We usually do like 7 or 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock, I think. 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Sunday.
I might catch a little bit of it. I think we're going live at 9 this Sunday because Jess will be coming back from the con, so I might be able to catch a little bit of it. So.
Yeah, we'll be over by then. I'll be watching your show at that point.
Sweet. Jeff, what you got going on?
Well, this past week was Cosmic Contacts in the Cabal. So in 2 weeks, there's going to be another one. This
the
past
Cosmic
week,
Cabal, folks. If you're not there and you like space stuff, go check it out.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
I try and get the Cosmic Cabal out to anybody. I was really stoked this past week because Jeremy Gerard jumped in and he was talking me up in the chat.
Nice.
So.
I've never done that on this show.
That's not true. On OffWorld, he definitely did. On the after parties, he's been. In
yeah. I don't know. I don't really consider that OffWorld, but all right.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
If I can glom onto the Cosmic Cabal for a second, I posted something today as a teaser for something I'm going to have at Legion's Con, and tomorrow I should be revealing what that's going to be on the 2 Cabals as well.
I didn't see
Look for the teaser.
I need some loaves of bread, Trevor.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm in the bread business this year, man. So.
Come on.
I also started Source Figure.
Nice.
It's gonna be well, I kind of talked to Trevor about it at IshCon. I want to get into toy animation.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, that's right.
That's on Instagram, Jeff?
It's on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I haven't done Twitter.
That new skeleton be great for some stop motion animation. I'd love to see
Yeah, I would love to see
I
that.
already have the plan for that.
Just followed you.
Yeah, just follow it and you'll see more.
Yep.
Joe, what you got going on?
Well, I'm going to be on Oz's Clubhouse tomorrow, I assume, if he will have me, of course.
You know that invite will get sent.
And then Monday should be another episode of Allegiance Quest. So super pumped about that.
We had a great time
episode
this past week. If you haven't checked it out, Allegiance Quest is a D&D campaign set in the world of Mythos. Joe is doing an excellent job DMing. Some great voices, great stories he's having us go through. And this past week was a ton of fun. So if you haven't checked that out, it's on this same channel. Check it out. It's also available on audio format. But yeah, that's been a ton of fun.
Yeah. And now that those guys said that, I can drop the ball and we can have a terrible episode. But yeah, so
perfect.
Awesome.
Just
No
keep recording. Just keep recording.
Right.
I will be on PGG Live tomorrow. It's actually me and Kent running the show because Pokemon Gang will be at RetroCon. So tune in to PGG Live tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. For
Are you taking guests?
Kent Pool. And then Sunday, Jesse and I will be going live at 9. We're pushing our time back an hour. And we will have Sean and Nathan Finley on. So we'll be talking to them. Father and son duo.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
I think that's it. Thanks everybody for joining. It was a ton of fun. If you're on the East Coast, go to RetroCon this weekend. Have a great time. Say hi to Jesse. It's known as JesseCon.
Give
if
him a
you're on
hug.
the West Coast, go to that Arizona street team that they got going on. So either coast, they got you covered. If you're in the Midwest like me, go fuck yourself. Have a good one, folks.